Testing, hot outbound car, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are you ready?
I'm all ready.
You on here? Come on, let's go inside and get started.
Dusty out in that hall?
Hey, get a load of butts over there.
Oh, would I like to fuck you just once. Dusty out in that hall?
What's my temperature, Norton? Oh, come on, let's get moving. Isn't there any lot here?
Yeah, about 300 pounds.
A 20% percentage.
And now, who is our next guest, please? Herb, here's our next guest.
Ed Norton. Ha ha! Watch this.
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
If they ever institute a Nut of the Month Club, I've got a very good idea who's going to be January and February.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Twinkleses of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
And he's so tall and slim.
Wait, I was waiting for that. Okay. All right, Mr. Cramden, I wish you a lot of luck, and here's your first question for $100. Are you ready? All right, Mr. Cramden, for $100, who is the composer of Swanee River? That's it.
Okay.
Because we're going into that later.
Okay. There was a reason for that.
There's a reason for that.
Very good.
There's always a reason.
The only podcast.
The reason.
The reason. You want the reason?
The only podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive studio at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, also known as
Clifton, New Jersey.
Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review because we'll read them. The home base, if you don't do podcasting, is non-productive.com/honeymooners. You can go there to listen to all of the episodes. Don't forget to like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at Honeymooner1. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, it's 628-400-7741. Exactly. And if you want to email us, it is Honeymooners. Come on with this thing. Honeymooners podcast at AOL.com.
Aren't they ancient?
Exactly. Very, very, very ancient. And that's it. What's going on, Lou?
Hey, Joe, we have a guest in studio.
Absolutely. The great Michael Bruce.
Michael Bruce here to my right.
And he's great because he doesn't have Ron Albanese with him.
That's to have an empty seat to my
left. There was
left.
an accident in the Kosciuszko Street sewer, and Ron could not make it today.
That's right. See?
So
that's because he has a telephone. If he didn't have a telephone, they never would have called him.
May I interrupt? I wanted to wait until we were on the air for this. On the air?
When you're on the air?
We have an old saying in the Honeymooners universe that is, at this time of year, of course, is everybody's giving.
Everybody.
So I came prepared.
Oh, no.
I came prepared.
Come on.
All right. So I have gifts
It better
for
be
Joe
a
and Lou.
blueberry pie.
I have gifts for Joe and Lou. I'm going to do this on the air. They don't even know this is happening. Now, before I open
Is that
this,
when you said you had to go get a drink?
Maybe.
And you were lying. You had to
Maybe.
go
And
get
I
your...
said it's in the bag. I said, get the bag.
I had to. I had to.
I
thought
there was going to be like...
Listen, free of charge. I went in and you know. All right. What, don't you got nothing for me? Or? So, first thing I'd like to do, I have a few things.
Oh, wow. A couple of things.
This is for Lou. Mm-hmm. That's for Lou.
Cookies?
I have some cookies for Lou.
No, say it correctly. Cookies.
It doesn't end. It never ends.
Cookies.
It never ends.
Yep. All right. That's for, yeah.
Oh, a short one, too.
Yes.
They're short?
Short.
Yeah, they're short, yep. And, of course, for Joe, Joe, salad.
Salad.
Salad, Joe. Salad.
Joe, is everything there good for you?
Unfortunately,
yes,
everything
it's
there
good
is good
for
for you. I got to take a picture of the salad, and we'll put it up later. That's my salad, Louis.
Joe, zoom in on me.
I'm gonna zoom in.
I have more.
Oh, you
I
have more?
I got more.
I got more.
So I got this. This is for Lou.
Oh,
some hot dogs.
Some hot
for Lou.
dogs.
Yep. And for Joe, of course, lima beans.
Lime.
For Joe. So got you. And then
More?
I got one last thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I come bearing gifts here.
Is it
dude? I'm a regular.
are they
Mrs.
the-
I'm
is
a
it
regular
the-
Mrs. Stevens.
Is it the right consistency?
It's
Is it the right consistency?
Now, in the Honeymooners universe, as you all know, in the Honeymooners universe, what do we always say? First of all, what were you doing? What were you doing first?
You get me some bread.
Oh, you were getting me some bread. Yeah.
Exactly.
Where is
so here you go. This is for Lou.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Oh,
I don't,
bread.
I don't,
Yes.
I don't
Yeah,
want
no.
this.
Take it.
Gee, come on.
I don't want this. It's a $25 gift
Listen,
certificate.
You open up airwaves for people like me and Franchi and Ron Albanese and all of our this universe. It's the least we could do to giving us an outlet to
bread.
think that we're actually normal in the world.
Great.
Panera bread.
I'll tell you, give me some bread.
I wanted a $25 gift certificate from Morgan's
Morgan's
department store, but I'll
I'll
take Panera bread.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh,
That
Ron
was good.
Albanese was here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Michael. All I got you was spats.
You got anything else on that page?
Listen, I know it came from your heart.
No, actually, it
it came from
the
Panera
Fat
bread.
I still, to this day, it's one of my favorite moments from the Christmas episode. We're going to get into
we're gonna
it,
tell you, yeah.
but it's when he says, "I got it from the Fat Man shop," and he just says, "Never mind."
Never mind.
The way he does it,
Yeah, never mind. He
Never
like-
mind.
like, he just
it's
like-
so.
It's almost like it's Christmas Eve, and I don't want to deal with your idiocy.
Right,
Like,
it's just never mind. Like he's not going to be able to do it, so it was just like never mind. Oh my god,
I love it when
But
Ralph
thank you.
gives up.
Got anything
yes.
else in that bag for my birthday? Which happens tomorrow.
Well, there's some coconut
Is it
cake.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
birthday's
it was
tomorrow?
in
Wow.
December.
Yeah.
Dude,
I forgot.
You can grill hot dogs.
Grill hot dogs?
Have
I
Panera
get-
bread
I
and
get-
cookies.
I get some hot dog buns. I can hear.
First things first.
First things first. So we have
My
to.
girlfriend got me a belt for my birthday.
Let's get into our sponsors first, very quickly. First of all, our one sponsor is, of course, the great Silk City Hot Sauce.
City Hot Sauce.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Go to silkcityhotsauce.com. Of course, he hasn't paid us in forever, but I'm not worried about the kingfish. I am not worried about the kingfish.
No,
Trust
not
me.
at all.
But go to
He's
Silk
also
City.
here for comedic reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Like we really care
really,
about the $14.
Yeah, Steve Franchi.
Yeah, exactly. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com. Get yourself the best hot sauce on the planet. You just have to go there, get the best hot sauce. There's so many different kinds. And there used to be one called habanero, honey habanero hot sauce, but that's not there right now.
No.
But it's great. It's fantastic. And if you go there, first of all, when you go to the checkout, there'll be a coupon code thing right in the middle. And you put 2 letters there, and those letters are...
RX.
RX, all right? Everything's running a little slow.
For a second, I thought, am I supposed to
Say something. You were supposed to say, all right. Like, wait a minute.
Well, we'll get to that
We'll
in
get
a
to
second.
you.
Yeah. And with that, you'll get a 15% percentage off of your order, and you also get a free bottle of...
Cherry sriracha.
I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word.
Exactly. I couldn't think of the word. So go to silkcityhotsauce.com, get yourself some great hot sauce, and it helps support the show. All right? And very quickly, you can go to thegoods.fun. A certain human being, my wife.
Your wife.
I tell you, though, she's been slacking a little bit. You know why? I mean, really.
Your stockings are crooked.
Exactly. Her stockings are crooked. So go to thegoods.fun and get yourself some great items that my wife, your wife, yes, has created. She's been slacking lately. I got to get her, I got to get her
A pair of stockings for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. A pair of stockings for Christmas. So,
Get her the straight kind.
Without the seam in the back.
right, exactly. So
I want to talk about that in a second.
go
Okay.
to thegoods.fun and support my wife.
Your wife.
Exactly. But you know what? Before we even go into, you know what? I guess we should go right into our next thing, of course, which everything's running a little bit slow, I'm noticing on the computer.
Oh.
So,
Jeez, that never happens.
Yeah, really.
This is a
it's
first.
not me.
Joe. It's the first, Joe.
It's not me.
Those drones.
It's not. It's the drones. Yes, exactly.
Joe's currently designing plays for the Jet offense.
I'm in the wrong draw here. I'm in the wrong draw. All right. And
Not in the top pan left hand
here
drawer.
it is. It's not in the top hand drawer. There we go.
Verily.
Yes,
The Honeymooners podcast knights the full-grown nut of the week. Aren't you lucky?
sure is. I just love this.
I love it.
It gives me real pleasure to present to you this award.
Joe Tella. Exactly. And you know why we're doing Joe Tella?
Why is that, Joe?
Because he's a full-grown nut, so it would be Joe Nutella. There we go. So corny.
Perfect segue right in.
Perfect segue, yes. Joe Tella has been, of course, one of those people that ever since the Honeymooners page has just gone in there and contributed. Skyrocketed. It does help that his last name is Tella, and he's a full-grown nut and Nutella, so don't get too full of yourself.
Joe, is your side gig a comedian? Because you came up with that one.
All on my own. Yeah, it's good. Huh? Thanks, Michael.
Joe, tell it on the mountain.
Oh, Dusty out in that hall.
Dusty out in that hall. Yeah. So congratulations, Joe. And listen, it had nothing to do with your name.
No,
you know,
no. It did. We went to the Board of Nuts. It had nothing to do.
Absolutely. And we were like, come on, man. His last name is Tella. You know. And we were like, you know which one he is? And it was him, yes.
He knew it.
He knew it. And, and you know what? You know, why, when they asked.
What made the judges pick me above all the rest?
Yeah, it was just your last name. Tella. Tella. That's it. All right? You're nothing special, Joe. Especially with the first name, Joe.
Sort of fits.
The phrase just fits.
It was enough to get him in.
Exactly. So, congratulations,
Yes,
Joe.
Joe.
Part of the group.
Yes.
And at the end, later on, we're going to do a little special thing for all the full-grown nuts.
Yes.
Absolutely. So,
An homage.
Before we get into that, we have to do a quick. It's sort of an impromptu. It's an impromptu flub of the week. Mm-hmm. But it was a recent flub.
Yes.
And not from the actual TV show.
Yeah, no.
It was from last week.
To the checkout, and right in the center there'll be a coupon code, and if you click the two letters on the coupon code, and those two letters RX, you get a 15% percentage on your order, and then you get a free bottle of Cherry Sriracha.
So excited.
He was so excited, Stephen Franchi. He messed it up and just yelled, Cherry Sriracha.
He said he was practicing the whole way up in his car.
Practicing the whole way up in his car, all the way up and down Madison Avenue. And when he got here, he completely flipped.
And here's the thing, Joe. All the great things he's done,
I'll
I'll remember him for this.
That's all I'm going to remember him for. Exactly. It's going to be great.
Okay, what you post, what is that? I don't care what he does. I'm just going to remember him for flubbing Cherry Sriracha.
Well, maybe he had the heat coughs, and if he just would have dropped some tacks on the floor.
There's some rock candy.
Some rock candy.
Yeah, that foreign sound.
Foreign sound.
That's very, dude. They're throwing rock candy on the floor,
Rock candy,
tacks,
everything on there.
Very violent.
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal. Yeah, that floor.
And Alice has so much to do during the course of the day, keeping that 2-room apartment clean.
Keeping the 2-room apartment clean. Yeah.
8 hours of a day. Keeping that place clean.
Even Ralph knows.
Yeah.
And just so, since we're talking about last week and the kind of a flub, major flub was we called that episode, Let's Go Play the Stuff. No, what was it? Let's Go Play the Stuff. No, Honey Bun. Hold on. It was called, I have it right here. Here it is. Let's Go Play the Stuff Now, Honey Bun.
Honey Bun.
The three of us,
yes,
the mind trust of the three of us couldn't figure out that it was You're Not So Bad Yourself, Honey Bun. And the first person, a bunch of people told us, but Rosanna Variel Gottlieb was one of the first one to be like, you ain't so bad yourself, honey bun, who just let us know, like, very kindly, idiots.
Idiots. Basically.
That's what it was. How did we not know that that's what it was?
Well, it was in our head. It was in our head.
In our head.
Everything gets in your head, and that's all you hear.
Absolutely. So, what we're going to do is get into one of my favorite new things, and it is, here it is.
Glad I got help this week.
Ham and hay, and
Franchi was no help last time. Michael Bruce is better.
The Honeymooners podcast presents
Strange sound.
Strange sound.
Foreign sound.
What's that sound?
Sounded like feeding time at the zoo.
Okay, so this is on What's That Sound? Now, this one came from Chris Fodor. All right? Our pal Chris. Now, I think this one is easy.
Okay.
But it's only because I know what it is. But it seems easier than the other ones. So, I'm going to play the clip, and you guys tell me if you know what it is. If we just move this out of the way and hem and a hay.
Oh.
Oh, hold on.
I got a few things that come to mind. Oh, God. Joe, can you hit it again?
Yeah, Joe.
First of all, the
does
sound
that.
is hilarious.
Hilarious. Yes.
When we isolate these, we don't realize how funny they are.
Yes. He does that.
So good.
Chuckle. You know when you could picture him saying it and doing it, and you can't.
Is it where they're? No, it's not the IRS one. I thought they were leaving the office. And
Everything isn't the worry word.
Worry word
know.
to him. That's
all right.
actually
Everything is the worry
word to him.
I'll play it again.
It's just funny as it is.
Oh my God, it's really good. It's not that easy.
No,
it's not.
It's never easy. This isn't.
You must have had it in your head though, if you nailed it right away.
No, it's because I didn't guess.
Oh, you did. Because
he said here is one. It's from
right.
here.
I say.
So,
I gotcha.
So I did not guess.
God.
Just because it's hilarious.
You just keep picturing.
I can't believe it, Chris, but I think you stumped us on one that I think is, most of the time I think they're good, not too, but difficult enough, and he wants them difficult.
Yeah, I want them. I don't want easy.
No,
who wants easy? We don't want easy here.
This is DEFCON 3.
Yeah.
It's like I can picture Ralph doing things.
The more you play it, the harder it's getting.
Okay, all right, because now it crowds your brain.
Yeah, okay. It's hints. Get some hints.
Okay.
Give it a hint. Yeah.
He's obviously talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And it's not Norton. Mm-hmm. That's your first hint.
Okay.
Oh, is it with? And
is he talking to
Monahan?
What?
Is he talking to Hurdle?
No.
Monahan?
No.
Damn it.
Here's another.
Sorry.
I'll give you another. Here's another clue. It's not in the apartment.
It's not in the apartment.
Not in the apartment.
Okay.
I wonder how many maniacs are screaming at their.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's getting caught by his boss because he's behind the desk again.
No.
Darn it.
I think that's a relatively good guess.
Well, that's what I said, Monahan.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When he that's what I thought.
Right,
when he
right.
said thinking the same.
Look at
same
Joe.
thing.
Look at Joe trying to throw you off the.
Yeah, really.
Off the Madison Avenue bus.
All right, so we're in the ballpark then. We're in the ballpark.
Well, no, I mean in a ballpark, and it's not like it's not in Monahan's office.
Right.
Okay,
Just so you know.
Yeah.
But he's not talking to Norton.
He's not talking to Norton, and he's not in the apartment.
Is he down? Is he in like the basement of the depot where he has
No.
the sub sandwich? Okay. I'm trying to.
Let me see if I can give you another good hint. He's talking. What's he? He's bragging. He's bragging.
Okay.
But at that moment, he's kind of not bragging. But he's in the middle of bragging.
Middle of bragging.
Yes, to somebody.
Wouldn't be Fenster. Not Fenster.
No.
I mean,
Bill Davis.
Bill Davis.
No.
Wouldn't be that. Because I can't think of him making that sound with Bill Davis around.
When you hear
not Mr. Parker in the locker room?
Nope.
With the golfer? No.
Nope. I'll give you a visual on. He is on the right, facing the left. Like he's, you know what I mean? If you're watching him,
he's on the right-hand
he's
side
on the
of the
right-hand
screen.
side, looking to the left,
Right.
and he's talking to somebody. He just said something while he was bragging, and then did that.
Wow.
Oh my God! What was
God.
he bragging about? So many things.
I'm getting farther and farther away. As you give more hints, I'm getting farther and farther away.
This is gonna kill because he's gonna.
I'm sorry, I had to do it because it's really funny.
It's a great sound.
Because he's gonna play it. I'm gonna
I
go.
know.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why
Of
did I-
course.
Oh,
I'm
God.
going to say,
Oh my God.
I don't want to take up too much time. This is,
Yeah. Go for it, Joe.
go, just
Okay.
play it out, Joe.
I'm gonna play the whole thing. You're gonna.
I usually hurt someone real bad. Sometimes I even hurt myself.
Louder.
Well,
Yeah,
Avi.
You see why I
Yes.
thought it was easy?
Yes.
But when you have no idea where it's coming from, it's
Here's the
not.
thing. I don't know what happened to Michael, too. When you said it wasn't in the apartment,
Right.
I automatically went to the bus depot.
Bus depot.
Me too.
So now I got
Me
bus
too.
depot on my head.
I can't get it
Either-
out,
That's
yeah.
why I said Monahan, Parker, upstairs,
right.
downstairs.
You were
Didn't even think of Harvey. That didn't even...
I kept thinking of him in the behind the desk or like the dog food episode, being with higher ups.
Yes.
Because it sounded like didn't it sound like a nervous
nervous sound.
Which
you know
he was.
Which he was.
Which
but,
he was. So you're right.
Yeah.
But I don't think of him being nervous.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
You know, again the bus company and the bosses around.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good one.
It's
Good.
Chris Fodor, man.
Good,
Killer.
Chris. Good one.
Great job,
God,
Chris.
I'm like Joe. I'm like
Fodor
Aaron.
mania.
I'm like Aaron Judge in the postseason. I'm like 1 for 27, and I'm gonna drop a fly ball too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. Tough.
Oh my God, you just pissed off half of the people listening to this episode.
You know what I say to that, Joe?
I know you did.
Good.
Too bad you didn't get paid $56 million.
For doing that. Yeah.
Although I'd settle for $62.
You got $62 a week. I would. $62 a week extra.
So, all right, you know what? Let me go. We're going to do this. It's going to take a couple of seconds after I do the intro.
My hot
But
dog.
we have not
Joe,
done this in a while.
I tell her,
My hot
man.
dogs are
Joe, I
defrosted.
tell her. I so wish there was a Y in his
We haven't done this in a while.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, brotherly, hell yeah. The Honeymooners podcast now presents Ad Lib or Not an Ad Lib. That is the question.
Was this from a listener?
No, it's from me.
Oh, you
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a Lou. Okay,
This
Lou
is
thing,
Louis.
okay.
When I was getting my, that's why. So when I did that thing, my intro.
Yes,
I got
okay.
that from this doing the intro.
Gotcha.
So I just have to quickly go right to it.
Yes.
And it's 21:45.
About 21:40. Go around back a little bit. It's Ralph with Herb Norris.
Oh, okay.
The second time back. The second
time back.
Yeah.
99. Okay, yeah.
Let me see where $99,000 answer is. That's my one thing. I'm so weird with numbers and dates and stuff, but okay. 21, like 21,
About
40.
21:40 ish
Gotcha.
around there.
What do you think he's talking about? His weight?
Yeah.
if I don't play, I
It's like we've never done this before.
Okay. You ready? I'm at 21:38.
To America's most exciting show, the $99,000 answer. And now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Herb, our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our bus driver from Brooklyn, Mr. Ralph
Cramden!
I couldn't help myself. I realized I did that. Okay, here he comes.
How do you do, Mr.
I'll tell you when
Cramden?
I-
It's nice to see you again.
It's nice to be back here.
Now, I remember last week we had just got to the point in the program where you had selected your category popular song.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that right? Now, you've had a whole week to prepare. Tell me, have you done much studying?
Oh, just a little.
Coming up.
Oh, just a little spare time sort of thing.
Sort
huh?
of spare time.
I see. All right.
No
let's
sense
get-
of going over what
Right
you
there.
already know.
Yes, you're
Right there.
Yes.
Right
I
there.
believe
Because you
that.
know why? When I was doing it, he talks over Herb.
He talks over Herb Norris.
Talks over Herb Norris.
So that was
So either Herb jumped the gun,
which probably
I don't think. I think he ad-libbed that.
I think so too.
What do you think? Play it again, Joe. See what Michael thinks. Listen to it.
Program where you had selected your category popular song.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, you've had a whole week to prepare. Tell me, have you
Yes,
done
sir.
much
Yes.
studying?
Oh, just a little.
Oh, just a little spare time sort of thing.
Sort
huh?
of spare time.
I see. All right.
No
let's
sense
get-
of going over what you
See?
already know.
There it is.
Herb's ready to go into his line.
Yes.
And he
to get going
going,
into
get
the,
this
into
do- you know, just
yeah.
doing his thing. Just doing his
Right.
thing. Because he's very good. The guy that does
He's
Herb Norris.
fantastic. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I think Ralph jumped it. Not jumped it. He ad-libbed it.
He just ad-libbed it.
Because he jumped on her. He
Don't-
stepped
don't
on Herb's.
say it.
He stepped on
And
Herb's
it's-
line.
and it's
and
just-
Herb flew with it too. He
Absolutely.
He went with
yeah.
it, professional
He
that he is.
absolutely did. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I think 1,000%.
What do you think? Okay,
that
so
was.
I'm
That
in.
was
I'm in.
great.
Oh,
You're in?
God,
Okay, all right,
absolutely.
good, all right.
That is just Gleason off the top of his head adding in.
Exactly.
No
Because,
sense
listen,
of
a guy-
going over what you already know.
And you know, the guy playing Herb, I mean, you know, he's only got a certain amount of lines.
Yeah.
He's the hired gun on the set. He's going to know exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Yep. And he's
So,
a professional. He's a
100%.
pro.
And he played off it perfect.
Yep.
He really did.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just listen to it one more time because that's just great too.
And Mr. Ralph Cramden. Mr. Ralph Cramden.
He went from the nervous Nelly to the most confident. Oh my God!
So what about the wave?
How do you do, Mr. Cramden? It's nice to see you again.
It's nice to be back here.
Uh-oh.
Now, I
Tuesday,
remember
just
last
back
week we
here.
just got to the point in the program where you had selected your category popular song.
Yes, sir.
Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, you've had a whole week to prepare. Tell me, have you done much studying?
Oh, just a little.
Oh, just a little spare time sort of thing.
Sort
huh?
of spare time.
I see. All right.
No
let's
sense
get-
of going over what you already know.
Yes, you're right. sir.
And I love when he goes and he looks out to the audience to look like, "Hey, did you guys hear this hilarious joke?"
Yeah.
So I have a question for you two and at home. I mean, again, I can, for whatever reason, I couldn't remember what I told you 5 minutes ago, but I can remember how I felt the first time I saw some of these episodes. And I remember
which is
seeing
just
this episode.
insane.
Yes. I can remember watching this for the first time. And when he blurted that out like that, it was almost like kind of like I cringed, like, oh God, this is like, he's like over the top here.
yeah.
Over the top.
So in your
even in my 10-year-old mind, I was like,
he's overly,
Ralph,
he's
take it
overly
easy.
confident here.
Take it easy.
Yeah,
you know?
Nervous kid.
Yeah, really.
Me too.
I wanted him to get it.
Of course.
But he was, I already felt like something was going to go
already
wrong.
something was going wrong.
Something's going down.
Think about it. As a 10-year-old kid, not understanding how sitcoms work.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, you don't know that there's the setup and then there's the intersection where something goes, something happens. And then, of course, with this type of sitcom, everything goes wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
The climax, anti-climax thing on it.
And the kid in him was like, oh, my God, he's way too confident.
Yeah.
He's gonna screw this whole thing up.
Yeah, it was just like, Ralph, take it easy. Just take it easy. Like, I was free, Oh, by the way, so Joe.
I knew there was a by the way to this.
So Joe just said, he goes, what a turnaround, right?
Yep.
With him being completely one way.
Yep.
And now he's completely the other.
Yep.
Two's theory.
There you go.
What other episode is Ralph in
A panic and then a confidence.
not a panic and a confidence, but he's completely 1,000% against something, and just like that, he's all for it.
Oh,
On
stage.
On stage.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were talking about on stage.
And
too,
again,
yeah.
but it plays into what? Ralph's arrogance.
Yes.
Yep, there it is.
100%.
Yep.
Hilarious.
There's
Total.
no way.
Yep.
No way. Oh, you could be really good. Okay, let's
we'll
give it
do
a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just perfect.
Well, it's his kids because the
Because he's
arrogance of
involved
him,
in
like,
that.
there's no way you're going to do this. And then, well, you can have a part in the film. Okay, I'll reconsider. I'll reconsider.
If the spotlight's going to go on me,
Yeah, yeah.
and then, overconfident.
Okay, Want me to try it here? Ready?
What are we doing?
Boy.
It's a kind of a 2s, 3s theory.
God.
And I'm not 100%.
Oh, we're loaded with them today.
I'm just saying
Joe.
right now. I'm not. Yeah. Oh, God. In memory of Ron. I'm not 100% right on this, so you guys are going to have to help. Okay, this is off the top of my head, so we know where that's gone in the past. Okay, he's on the $99,000
Answer.
Okay, the name of the real show is the $64,000 question.
Okay.
It's mentioned 2 or 3 times in the 39 as the $64,000 question.
That is. Oh my God.
So
you're right.
Okay, so now
You're right.
I wrote 3 down. I'm gonna see if you guys could get a couple. I wrote 3 down.
I know
could
one.
be wrong. I could be wrong.
I know one.
Go.
It's you should what's the
You're doing good so far. Go ahead.
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, it's easy for me to say.
You're on the right. You're on the right track.
You know what your subject is? Everything.
Everything.
Right.
There you go. That's one of them.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You should be on the $64,000 question. You know what your
category
is? Everything. Right. That's one.
Okay. Go. You got one. See if you can come up with one.
God.
I got it.
Go ahead. Joe. Yeah.
Norton.
Yes.
And there's 3 times.
There you go.
When a man wants to be alone with his thoughts,
tender with his wife,
and in the isolation booth in the $64,000 question.
Okay.
Oh my God, that's 2.
That's so good.
There's
And
3.
That's
I
good.
think
There's a third.
I got. Oh, does Norton say it?
Well, he
With the remember when they're upstairs with the talking about the mother when he gets thrown out and he's going to stay upstairs when he's talking to Trixie about
His mother-in-law.
Yeah. He says her category would be nasty. Doesn't he say that?
I don't know.
That's a matter of record, Joe?
matter of record.
Jeez.
Right? Doesn't he say that?
I'm going to look for
say
it
your
while you
cat-
discuss
Because he's talking.
By the way, the way
I knew
Norton.
there was another. By
I
the
knew
way.
there had to be
another. By the way.
By the way, the way Norton says nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah, he says it with such
Yes,
a
yeah,
emphasis on
it
it.
would have been nasty.
Yeah, I think he says it there. Like
Her category.
her category would be nasty.
All right, let me see. That's upstairs, right?
That's upstairs.
And it's a matter of record.
Matter of record. When they're talking about mothers-in-law.
The wrong.
How'd it feel to be a bachelor again, pal?
It's murder.
Oh, this is when he's doing the record. Is it before the record?
It's a recorder.
Oh, wait a minute. No, this
It's not
is
a matter of record. It's,
No.
It's-
This is when the mother-in-law is going to come over, but
when it becomes his mom.
Oh yeah.
It's Hello, Mom.
yeah,
Hello,
yeah,
Mom.
Hello, Mom. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. Sorry.
Hello, Mom.
Hello, Mom.
All right, it's right next to it. Perfect.
That's what I meant by the mother-in-law.
Some things
You
do
really
work
have
out.
been very big hot.
You can't have.
The closet in there.
I'll get him.
Because he talks about her being a hurdler. She turtles the.
Well, what's better? You said that after the meeting, instead of serving chocolate cake, serve pizza. I mean, that does.
Another,
By the way,
chocolate cake.
I knew there was another.
chocolate
by the way.
cake.
that joke got nothing.
Nothing.
And it's funny.
It is kind of funny
Because
it's so
something
nonsensical.
so idiotic
Yeah.
to think you came up with a great
Great
idea.
idea.
Instead of chocolate cake.
There's a choose theory on chocolate cake. There's another episode clearly with chocolate cake. in it.
chocolate cake. Well, Carlos chocolate fudge cake.
Right, and even
And Ralph's
specifically
birthday.
chocolate cake. Right, but we're going to do coconut
We're going to do coconut instead because I just put in a
but
belt for the
chocolate
yeah.
cake.
There you go.
You know what? Ron and I talked about this chocolate cake thing. We could not think.
Really?
We could not think of
I'm
the
shocked
other
that you
chocolate.
two guys were talking about
Talking about a chocolate cake from 1955.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, a choose theory. But you just solved it right there.
All right,
That's where
let's
it's
see
from.
if I can
See if she says
in
it.
the right direction. If you want me to stay here, I can go.
Spend a couple of days with us.
I had a little argument with Alice. Her mother-in-law's coming. That is, my mother-in-law.
Ralph, do you mean to tell me that you left Alice because her mother's coming? Oh, that's ridiculous. I've met Alice's mother, and she's a sweet old lady.
Look, Trix, if you don't want me to stay here, I can go to a hotel and get a room. But I will not stay under the same roof
after
with that
this?
woman.
Yes, you got to go.
Ralph,
Where
I'm not gonna
Trixie
force you
leaves
to
the
go.
room.
Trixie leaves the room.
Oh,
I
okay.
think you're wrong. Well, if you're
Doesn't
gonna
she
sleep
say,
here,
"Go,
you
Ralph,
can
let
have
Ralph
bed.
get
Let Ralph get them. Let Ralph get them. Ed, I want to talk to you.
Well, don't you think your place is what
Did I miss it?
I think you
spoils attendance?
Spoils.
I think you missed it.
Ed, if
if you let Ralph sleep here tonight, you'll be helping to break up their marriage.
But, Trixie, you...
Ed, your duty is to get him back with his wife.
Yeah, she's setting it up for those two to talk alone.
They're going to get me in good with the boys down there, you know. They're not in favor of happy marriages. It spoils attendance.
That is such a great joke. It spoils attendance.
Not a big laugh.
Yeah. Ralph, don't you think your place is with your wife?
What?
I mean, can you give me one good reason why you don't go back with Alice?
Yes, my mother-in-law is coming.
Trixie, I got to admit, he's got a good reason.
Oh, that's right. She
leaves.
Here it is.
I mean, why didn't you go downstairs with Alice?
Why, shut up. You want to get rid of me?
No, it ain't that, Ralph. A man's place is with his wife. Your place is with Alice.
A man's place is with his wife, huh? Well, then why isn't Alice's mother home with Alice's
Great response.
Look, your mother-in-law coming.
Wait, did he say a man's place is with his wife?
Wife, yeah.
Okay, all right.
He's got a good reason there. I mean, why didn't you go downstairs with Alice?
Why, shut up. You want to get rid of me?
No, it ain't that, Ralph. A man's place is with his wife. Your place is with Alice.
A man's place is with his wife, huh? Well, then why isn't Alice's mother home with Alice's father?
That's a great point.
Your mother-in-law coming ain't going to be the worst thing in the world happening, you know?
I think it comes
Well, name one thing that could possibly be worse than my mother-in-law coming.
My mother-in-law coming. Boy, compared to her coming, the invasion of locusts was a boon to mankind.
Invasion of locusts.
Don't try to compare your mother-in-law with my mother-in-law, because you got to lose. It's no match.
Yeah? Well, you got to be careful. In Ring magazine, my mother-in-law is #2 contender for the Marciano title. I tell you, she looks to strike it rich for laughs. Boy, if she ever got on that $64,000 question mark category, would be nasty.
There it is.
Wow.
Okay.
Beautiful. We got three.
Wow. It's a three-banger.
Wow.
Woo. Sorry,
Man.
Ron, we went over one.
Oh, my goodness.
No,
that is fantastic.
It's amazing.
Now, here's another little point. We've made this point back in the day.
Okay.
When Trixie says that I met Alice's mother, and she's a really nice woman, or
She's
something.
a very
lovely woman, whatever the hell she says.
Right.
She talks like she's never met this woman before.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, meanwhile, there's one episode, Alice, your mother's on the phone. Like,
Of
so
course.
Alice's mother's calling her constantly.
Right.
Alice. So it's like kind of like she's coming across almost as a stranger.
Like she just met her
Yeah,
once.
one
and
time.
She seemed like a nice lady.
very lovely lady. No, you know each other. You're like,
Exactly.
basically your lives are like intertwined.
Right,
You know
right.
everything about everything.
That's funny.
So
That's
another
true.
thing. Yeah.
That's very
Yeah.
true.
All right, so we got that down. We got the three of them. So
All right.
that was
Wow.
good. That was good.
That was an interesting.
Interesting, very
I thought it was going to be horrible twos theory, but it ended up.
No.
We saved it, but it became a threes. So thank goodness.
We saved it from the death.
Don't worry, I got a
twos.
twos theory in
We
the
got-
trivia
yeah, we got-
question.
yeah.
So this ain't
okay.
ending.
Oh my god.
Oh, we got lots
So-
of twos today. Lots of twos.
So I'm going to go to Michael.
Yeah.
Dusty on that.
And I know because I have something to say about this too.
Yeah.
The Flintstones. Now we all know.
Oh, sure.
Right, we all know the whole thing about the Flintstones was basically a ripoff of the Honeymooners. We all know that. There's so many similarities. Now, I love the first 2 seasons of the Flintstones. I love them, and I didn't realize it, but then when you find out, well, the first season had a bunch of the writers from the Honeymooners writing for it. So it figures that I liked it. It figures that because once it became more kid stuff, it was all about the record player and the elephant.
Yeah,
when
like
it became that stuff, I never cared about that.
Yeah.
It was the interaction between Fred and Barney and Fred and Wilma. So go ahead.
Okay. So we were talking about it, and Joe had brought up some stuff about, but the I'm one of those people that we compare the Flintstones to the Honeymoon, but this was the first episode. I watched it not long ago. The first episode, and
It's called the Flintstone Flyer. I know it. I know the first 4 episodes like the back of my hand.
There you go. So I didn't realize.
All right, that was a little bit of a
glitch there.
Yeah,
non-productive studio.
So anyway, we'll continue. So you're talking about the Flintstone Flyer, or the first couple of episodes, or was it?
This is the first episode. Yeah.
First episode.
So did like a little dive on the first episode, and I just started watching, and I started paused it to take notes because I don't know if people. I didn't realize how, because I haven't watched the Flintstones in a while,
right?
But I wanted to check it out. I hadn't done it in a while, and I didn't realize how. I don't think people realize how unbelievable it is, even like verbatim, like script wise, it is. So this is the first episode alone. So like, first of all, it starts. They're bowling right away. They're bowling.
You're bowling.
And who's the best bowler? Fred. Right? He's right. So then it switches scenes. It shows Fred. He's reading a paper outside in a hammock. He's relaxing, and then he hears
a sound.
He hears noises.
Banging noises.
Yeah, banging noises.
Yep.
Sound familiar?
Okay.
Barney Norton's bothering him.
Yep.
He goes crazy on him. I put 2,500 people in Bedrock, and I have to pick this Pebble Brain for a neighbor.
I know all the lines.
Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome.
That's unbelievable.
That's what I love about this show.
But just that lot, it's like, holy, like if you're one of these people, like I kept thinking, if you're Audrey Meadows watching this, you're going, whoa, wait a second. What is it? Yeah. So then it goes from there, and then he hits, hits him with a golf ball. He chases him. Barney says, "You're a nervous wreck. You know what's wrong with you. You need a hobby like mine." Norton trying to calm down Ralph. There's another thing right off the bat.
Absolutely.
He says, "I have one. It's peace and quiet on a Sunday, and if you don't get it, I'm going to break you into little pieces." Violence from Ralph. You know? So then he's sleeping again. Then he wakes. Barney banging stuff. He goes over to yell at him. He says, "What are you doing?" Barney says, "It's my invention. First man to fly." He's got like this flying machine that he makes. So Fred yells at him to stop the noise. Then all of a sudden, just like Ralph, wait a second, explain this to me. When he sees him flying and it's working all of a sudden, hey Barney, now here we go. Quick change. Hey Barney,
let
pal,
me take this jalop out for a test ride.
Yeah, and then Fred says, "With my brain and your nimble fingers, we'll make a fortune." Now all of a sudden, there's a get rich scheme, of course, just like that, right? He's got that. So then there's the pitch angle, right? And fly to work with no more traffic troubles. There will be two in each cave, his and hers.
I know it by heart.
Joe, you really know that.
I know this.
And then Ralph. Fred says, "We'll form a corporation.
Yes,
I'll be the president, and I'll make you the vice president in charge of production."
Then he calls him the Veep.
Yes,
he calls him the Veep. It's hilarious, dude.
Man.
It's so adult.
Yes,
it's so adult-like.
Well,
but I can't believe
on in prime time when I was little. It was on at 7:30.
Yep.
But I can't believe the similarities of. Then it says, we'll call it the Flintstone Flyer. Like
first, he goes, I wanted to call it. We'll call it the Flintstone Flyer. And he goes, I was going to call it the Barney Copper. He goes, it doesn't really have the hard sell. It doesn't have the hard sell. Like what?
He talks him out of it.
Oh my!
He talks him out of it. Then after all that is, if that's not bad enough, he gets hurt trying to. Fly in the machine, but because he's too fat. Barney says you crashed because you're too fat. Hilarious. Already, so there's the fat joke, right? And then he's got a broken arm,
right?
Or his left arm or whatever is broken. They have a big bowling tournament coming up. And Barney comes over to see him. He's like, the whole thing, we're going to lose without you.
Right.
The whole thing. And he's like, don't worry, I'm going to go. My right arm's okay. But then the girls, Wilma comes home and reminds them they got to go to the opera.
They got to go to the opera.
And
Barney is the one that got the
scheme.
tickets for the opera and forgot that it's the same night.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
So now he's met, and so now there's a scheme to get out of going to the opera, which of course they do.
Yeah.
But when they're at the thing and they're bowling, the girls call in. They're coming home earlier. Now there's a race to get home before that. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
The similarities.
It's actually like a couple of them.
Yes.
In one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like bits of this, bits of
But
that, bits of that.
But Joe, even the verbiage, even the individual lines are almost like identical, some of them.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like I said, that first season or two, they had a bunch of Honeymooner writers writing for them.
Joe, is that when the cartoon looked a little different?
Now, hold on.
The characters looked a little different?
Yes.
Okay. I know.
I have a question.
It wasn't as crisp.
Not as crisp, yeah.
Yep.
So my question to you guys would be, as we all know, Gleason thought about suing him. His agent talked him out of it.
Right.
Did Gleason know his writers were working for them?
Knowing Jackie, he probably had to.
He
I would
had
say
to.
so.
And that
But he was going to
probably
sue
just
him. But he was going to sue him.
Yeah.
Well, unless he
say that he decided not to because he didn't want to be known as the guy.
Well,
who
his
killed
agent
Fred
talked him
Flintstone.
out. Yeah.
But maybe there was like, listen, these guys are just trying to make some money,
right? Yeah,
sure.
Sure.
They're biting off what we did.
Yeah.
But it's a cartoon, and
Sure.
who knows? But I think it's a combination of both. I think it was, dude, do you want to be the guy known as killing Fred Flintstone? Or, hey, you know what? These are some of the guys that used to work for me.
I wonder if that's one of the reasons why it turned more cartoonish.
Maybe
more towards kids.
Maybe.
And of course, they had to introduce Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Right, of course.
And then it got really stupid with Gazoo and all that stuff.
Absolutely,
like that.
absolutely, because they don't even compare I'm telling you, you watch the first 4 episodes, they're phenomenal. And they're so and I didn't realize it at the time because I liked the Flintstones before I really got into the Honeymooners.
Yeah.
And I never knew why. I just loved that first season or 2.
Right.
And it's like, because
maybe that was
it
the
was the
setup.
Honeymooners.
Maybe that was the psychological setup for Joe. He liked the Flintstones, and then when he saw the Honeymooners, bingo.
That was it.
Hey,
Yeah.
these
Not
guys,
realizing,
like, hey, these guys are copying the Flintstones.
not realizing the correlation. Not until I really started listening to the
Lou, you and I are like shrinks. We're figuring Joe
we're
out.
Joe out.
We're figuring this guy out.
Well, listen, my therapist has been trying to do it for 15 years. So.
15 years.
15 years. Up and down.
Go to Vienna. You got to go to Vienna.
Gotta go to Vienna.
We'll get the docket from the Department of Sanitation.
Find nothing in there.
Find nothing there.
Oh my God! But I love it. I think it's great.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Flintstones are great.
So
Joe Rockhead. Love the name there.
Now, do you want to? Because I think we're going to save the Christmas
Stuff to
episode
last.
stuff for last.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So we
have some 2 series and stuff.
Okay.
and you also have something from
On stage? Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah, go.
ahead.
We'll do it
Yeah,
on
I
stage. Yeah.
Well, the on-stage stuff, I was watching that. First of all, here's an interesting thing. Again, how we watch them now. So stuff like, okay, so I made a note, bring this up at the podcast. So what I'm going to show Joe and Lou now is I took a screenshot of my stopwatch, which says 2 minutes, 52 seconds.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Now, what was the stopwatch for? Because in the end scene, now, okay, this is a sitcom. This is a comedy show, right? And usually comedy shows are even the funniest parts are in the end.
Yeah,
Everybody's busting loose.
Yeah.
Everything. I thought it was crazy that almost 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 52 seconds went by. Not a single laugh, not a single joke.
Really? When does this occur?
The last
In
scene.
the last scene.
They cut scene. They come back in, and he's all excited because he just got off the stage.
Right.
And then Faversham.
Yeah.
Freddie.
Yeah, Freddie.
What do you think?
What do you
think? Oh, okay. I know what you're talking. Okay. But you
that whole
talking about the love scene. I was telling.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I'm all for it.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. So that entire last scene. Okay. 2 minutes 52 seconds.
Wow.
Not a laugh.
So say-
The first there was like a little mumble of something, but the first like laugh that comes out is when he says when Faversham brings up String of Peloponnese.
Okay.
That's the first laugh in 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
So that's basically the last laugh of the episode.
and the only laugh of the entire closing scene. It's crazy.
That's long.
It's crazy. Like I said, there's a little when he says, by the way, there was a line that, and you hear a little mumble.
Everybody
but
knew it,
yeah. But it's not like like a laugh. I could not believe that. So actually, I was talking to Ron about it. The genius of the show.
Yeah.
It's a comedy, but yet it turned, as Ron would say, it turned into a drama.
Yes.
For you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Gleason
I
sold it.
I would like to.
Oh, can I just point? Because
Go ahead,
you're
'cause I
going to
wanna
bring up.
play it.
Yeah, you're going to bring up that scene, but I wanted to point out the one thing that Ralph said that I thought was I would call it a flub. I think it's just where he said, when he says when he says how was I?
How was I?
And right. And he's like, I was cracking up one day. I kept walking around my house. How was I? How was I? But I thought, but then I thought to myself, I go, wait a minute. I'm like, who would say, how was I? Wouldn't you say, hey, how did I do?
Yeah. How did I do? What'd you think?
What did you? Right.
Yeah.
We could think of 20 different ways. How was I? And then he follows it immediately up with.
Wait, who's he saying it to? Freddie Muller?
Freddie Muller.
Freddie Muller.
Yes.
Okay.
But then he follows it up like immediately with a normal way of saying it.
Okay, so
I'm telling you, how was I? I
How was
feel
I?
like it was a flub.
How was
Listen
I?
and
All
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it from when he
Interesting.
first comes
start
in?
the scene
Right here.
Yeah.
Right?
There it is. Yep.
Boy, oh boy. Come in.
Congratulations, Ralph.
Oh, hiya,
As
Fred.
chairman of the entertainment committee, I want to congratulate you and thank you for the benefit of the whole lodge. The show was a big financial success.
How was my acting?
Everybody was fine.
How was my
For the
acting?
first time in
Oh yeah, there it is.
So right there, this how was I?
How was my acting? And he just
He almost humming. He was like,
Yeah,
"How was my?
yeah.
How was I? How was my acting?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like it's like
wow.
it's like a double flub, really.
Wow.
Okay.
Or it could be a flub / ad lib.
Again,
Maybe he should have said,
"How was I?"
"How
Didn't
was-"
know what the hell he wanted to say.
Right.
Yeah, basically,
How was my acting?
More so like a
That's what he should have said.
How was I? How?
a flub and a correction. Like
Wow.
Can I
That's-
point? I want to point out one other
Go
thing
ahead.
before you play, which is also the fact when he says, because here's a point again. There's no laughing for 252. Okay, I thought it, even the first time I saw it, I thought it was hilarious because it's so absurd when he says, sign a contract once a year to come back. Nobody laughed. I'm like,
Yeah, like,
that's hilarious.
Like,
Right.
Because it's
Yeah,
so
it's
absurd. Yeah.
And they're listening to it seriously. Like,
Yeah,
you're in
that's
the
right.
audience, you're in the studio audience. So
The Honeymooners just became a drama.
Yeah, and like they're
Again.
listening to
And
it.
they're caught,
Really?
they're totally caught up
Yeah.
into it, the audience.
And I think, again, like we said, this is an audience that has no idea what to expect. They're watching this live. They're so into it that they're just like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, he could come back after a year, not realizing the absurdity of it.
Yeah, it's just like he's signing this huge contract in Hollywood. Not saying Rachel
because he did a play
Yeah.
in the women's auxiliary.
And his arrogance is already flying right through
Right,
the roof.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
All right, here's a point from on stage.
Okay.
Now, when Herbert J. Whiteside says it at the end. Oh, there was a line you said, right?
Yes,
Herbert J.
yes,
Whiteside says
yeah.
that. What's a string of Peloponnese? So now, for him to say string of Peloponnese again, did Norton say it? Because he says it before him in the play.
Right.
So what did Norton say in the play?
How hilarious would it be?
Because if Norton says a string of Peloponnese, why would Ralph come back with string of Peloponnese?
Well, doesn't he say it first? Doesn't
Freudian
Ralph
slip.
say it first? Doesn't in
No. Norton says it's
Norton
Norton's
says it
line.
first. It's
'Cause that's-
Norton's line.
It's Norton's line. That's
In
what
the play.
In the play, because
In
that's
the
what
play.
throws Ralph off. Norton
Norton says it
saying
first.
when he's reading the script and when they're
When
practicing.
they're in the apartment,
Right.
Norton
Practicing.
says it first, and
Yeah.
then now you got me saying
you got
it.
me saying
Remember, he says that.
Right, but I
Yeah.
thought maybe in the play, the Ralph's character said it first.
No,
followed script.
because the script is Norton saying it, a string of Peloponnese. So what did Norton say in the play that made Ralph say it again? Because if Norton's in the play saying, I have a string of polo ponies, why would Ralph say a string of
Because it's
Peloponnese?
still in his head.
I have to tell you though, the
ahead.
way to me anyway, the way Favisham says it, he says it in a way that Ralph is the one that said
said
it,
it.
not
Yeah.
Norton.
No,
Ralph said it.
I
You
know
what
that,
mean?
but I'm saying, why would Ralph say string of Peloponnese if Norton says it correctly right before it?
Freudian slip.
in
It's
my
right in
head.
there.
It's in my
yeah.
head, and that to me, in another universe, we can watch that play, watch Norton say it correctly, and then watch Ralph mess it up again.
And it's perfect.
Yeah.
It makes
It would be
because he's so frustrated
Yeah.
with Norton.
Yeah.
It sticks.
Yeah.
The reality is, he didn't want Norton in the play.
No, he didn't.
He wanted all of the accolades
yes.
for himself.
Yeah. Yep.
He didn't want Norton in the play. He wanted the other guy in the play. You know what I mean? He didn't care. We have inexperienced actors.
Throwing him in at the last minute.
Exactly. He's still the guy.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. He's the lead.
And even we talked about this once before too. Remember when Norton's leaving the apartment and Alice says, basically says, go upstairs and practice by yourself. And he starts saying he's reading his line as he's walking out the door. But he closes the door
right before the
polo ponies.
Yes.
So we don't know what he said
What he
out in that
actually said
hallway.
in the hallway.
Yeah.
Did he say it?
Did he say it again?
So
and I think
it's just,
that
it's
might
just all
have
these
been-
things that what makes it so great.
That's
Isn't
what makes it so great.
Because
You wonder, was Art Carney doing that on purpose? Like, let me just, I don't care.
Everything's
Mention.
fine.
Yeah.
Not
Oh my God, it's
a string of Boom, and the door closes.
And the door closes.
It's beautiful.
That's
the whole
unbelievable.
thing. Anyway,
brings a tear to my eye and a lump to my throat.
Hold
that
on.
was my findings on that.
Okay. Do you want to hear it? Might as well.
What's that? Oh, this
the whole scene with no laughs.
Yeah. Oh, we could. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, it's
or you
3
want
minutes.
to? You want to? It's 21:25. Like right now.
Like so far, nobody's laughed. So far, you
No.
can just leave off from where you know.
It's kind of like one of our podcasts.
Well, would you like my act?
Oh, fine.
It's okay for you to say
that.
that.
Ralph, what a way to raise money. We got to do this every year.
Yeah, look, you were sitting right alongside
Yeah.
of Herbert J. Whiteside. What did he have to say about me?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was concentrating on watching the show, Ralph, and I
Really, Freddie? It's that intense?
Ralph,
You're
excuse me,
concentrating
Mr.
on
J.
this
Whiteside
stupid
wants to talk to you.
play?
I'll bring him in.
Oh, yes, bring him in.
I'll go get him.
I love the way he
You know
said,
what that
"That's me,
means, Freddie?
Freddie."
Do you know what that means? He's in town to cast one of his pictures. He wants a new face. That's me, Fred.
I love that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I love that.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
The best of luck, Ralph.
Hey, wait a minute, Fred. I want you to realize this. If I sign a contract to go to Hollywood, don't worry about it. I'll put a clause in that says once a year I must return here and do the show for the lodge. Thanks, Ralph. It's all right, Fred.
Not a single laugh.
Not a laugh.
How?
No.
How? They're so invested.
They're live.
Friend.
They don't
Ralph,
realize.
this is
They don't
Mr.
realize.
J. Whiteside.
They think it's a serious
I certainly
scene.
enjoyed
Yeah.
your performance tonight.
Thank you very much. I've liked your pictures, too.
I want to tell you why I'm here. It has to do with my next picture.
Oh, is that so?
Oh, is that so?
Herbert came to town because he wants to find a new type, a new face, someone that hasn't been seen by the public before.
Oh my God! You have to watch what he's doing while they're saying this. He is just Ralph.
He's just like gloating, like
it's the most confident Ralph Cramden. It's Reginald Van Gleason
Gleason?
right
Okay,
there.
wow.
He's giving him that look.
He's doing
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Keep talking. I'm listening. Yep.
Oh my God! It's fantastic.
How big is the
Bring it on.
contract?
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody, go back and just watch his face. He's got his one hand behind his back right now. It's hilarious.
And he thinks that he found it tonight.
Well, all I have to do is give a week's notice to the bus company, and I can get right out there. Will that be soon enough?
time out. The hand behind the back,
the hand behind the
the
back,
look on his face, and the inflection in his voice in that last
Yes.
line right there. That is this. That's the same exact inflection and everything. Well, if you feel that if you can raise money for the lodge, then go as far as you go as far as you like. Like that's the same. It's almost like the same exact. I hate to say twos, but
I know.
but
oh my God! All right, so
Ralph, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you don't understand.
Don't understand?
Oh, yes. You see, to tell you the truth, we were talking about Alice.
Alice?
Yes, there's a part of a school teacher in my next picture, and your wife has a fresh, natural quality that would be
Uncomfortable
perfect
laugh.
for it.
So you see, Ralph, I had the idea that if we came in here
Where,
first,
in the crowd?
before we saw Alice, and then when we went to Alice a little later and told her that we'd seen you and that you okayed the script and you thought it was a good idea that she do it, she wouldn't have any qualms about accepting it.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry we gave you the wrong impression.
Oh, that's, listen, I don't, what am I doing acting? I'm a bus driver. That's funny, though, isn't it? Yeah, I thought that I was an actor.
The range.
Sure, go ahead and tell Alice. Tell her I'm 100% for it.
Fine, Ralph. Thanks. I'll see you later.
Good night.
Oh, there's one thing I've been meaning to ask you. You said one line that I didn't understand. What?
They already
They already know.
They already know.
a little tiny.
They know.
Tiny
Just
right
a
there.
little laugh, and they know.
What's a string of Peloponnese?
Okay, now there's a laugh at a sitcom. There's a laugh.
Right.
2 minutes 52 seconds.
Wow.
So
long.
So you mean from that scene?
From them walking in, the whole scene.
That's
From the beginning of
almost
the scene.
3 minutes.
From Freddie walking in. From Freddie
Open
walking
the
in.
door.
All right, so
Yeah,
from
that's
Freddie
a cut
walking
scene.
in.
That's a cut
Okay,
scene.
cut
That's
scene. Okay,
It's
yeah.
from the very beginning of the scene. Yeah.
Wow, and then that's the only laugh. So you have
That's
a
it.
scene, 2 minutes and 52 seconds laugh, and then whatever it is, another
I
minute
didn't
and a
even
half.
right. I didn't even time what it is to the end. It's got to be almost probably another 2 minutes.
Because then she comes in with that serious thing, like,
Should have been polo
they like the love scene and all that.
Oh, one of
Right?
those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, they all make them. See you later.
Tiny chuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still it's residual
It's
from
just
the
a
joke.
residual
Yeah.
from the joke. Yeah.
Hey. What's the matter with you? You're not even dressed or anything. Come on, the whole gang's waiting for you. We're going over to the Hong Kong Gardens. I'll tell you what. Go ahead and I'll catch up with you.
Just a
Hurry
joke.
up. Will you get dressed? You know, you get there too late, they run out of fortune cookies. Hurry up.
Yeah. So there's a little laughter,
Yeah.
but you know.
But that's it,
Yeah.
right? She comes in now.
One outburst in the entire last thing.
Wow.
Ralph,
Oh, hi, Alice.
Mr. Faversham and Mr. Whiteside just came in to see me, and they told me what you said.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just great?
I turned them down, Ralph.
What do you mean? Why did you turn them down? You're a great actress. You're natural
Ralph,
and everything
I'm
else.
no actress. What do you mean natural? Do you know which scene they liked the best, Ralph? The love scene. You know why it was so easy to be natural in that, Ralph? Because I wasn't acting. I was telling you, Ralph, that I love you.
Cue the music. Nice.
Yeah. So
it's beautiful.
Did you time this part too?
No.
Wow.
I,
So
I was so floored by the first part,
Right.
you know.
Now there was a little bit of uncomfortable laughter again.
Yeah,
because they're
he's-
looking at his face
Right.
and he's
Baby,
feeling,
you look great.
really basically
Wow.
feeling sorry for him.
That little laugh on the fortune cookies, little tiny.
yeah.
Little, yeah.
Wow, dude.
One outburst of
one-
laughter in an entire outro.
Yeah.
Or last scene. It's not even outro.
Basically 4 minutes.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, Joe, what
almost
do
4
you
minutes.
think that little scene with Alice, there, minute, maybe
All right,
I mean,
minute and a half.
minute and a half.
Hold on. There's 38 seconds left, and then she comes in with
It's right after Polo Pump. Right after he says Polo Pump. It's right
Yeah.
from there.
That I didn't understand.
Yeah, so pause it right.
That I
Yeah.
didn't. Well, they all make them.
Hold on.
See you later.
I'll tell you. She comes in. Oh, wait, no. Norton comes in.
Yeah, with the fortune
He
cookies.
gets like the 2 chuckles.
Yeah.
And it's just because Art Carney's so.
Yeah, you're laughing at Art Carney. You're laughing at Art Carney.
You're not even dressed or anything. Come on, the whole gang's waiting for you. We're going over to the Hong Kong Gardens.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and I'll catch up with you.
Well, hurry up. Will you get dressed? You know, you get there too late, they run out of fortune cookies. Hurry up.
It's a minute. So when she
Okay,
comes
so
in.
it's come down in a minute. So
Yeah, it's basically.
so basically it comes down to it's almost 4 minutes of no laughter.
basically one.
There's one outburst.
One actual laugh,
outburst. That's
Yeah.
it.
and
One little-
two chuckles.
Yeah.
Just because Art Carney and Jackie Gleason are just hilarious,
Yeah.
even when they're being serious.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to Hong Kong.
That's
It's
crazy.
Like if Freddie Muller said they're going to run out of fortune cookies,
Well,
nobody
it
would
did,
like.
You're watching the way he's playing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
naturally just fun.
Also, you could probably say at this point they're probably looking for something to laugh
Yeah,
at.
but exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, right, Mike, when they say we get that little nervous chuckle, like,
Yeah.
say something. I want to laugh here, like, you know.
You know, but we circle back to what? The brilliance of Gleason,
Yep.
the brilliance of the show that you can all of a sudden go serious drama and
Yep.
it still is phenomenal.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, jeez. Wow.
It's a play within a play.
Yeah.
It's a play
Incredible.
within a play. Unbelievable.
Totally incredible.
Wow. Good stuff.
Michael Bruce, you are a maniac.
Yes, you are.
You really are an absolute
You see what
maniac.
you've done to me, Joe and Lou?
There's maniacs all over the joint. I got to tell
And
you.
he didn't even blow cherry siracha.
He didn't mess up the cherry sriracha
He
line.
did-
Yeah.
Well, would you
Oh,
think
he didn't say.
Well,
Like
listen,
that bum,
if I-
Stephen Franchi.
would you think any JP lesser of me if I didn't come in prepared like this? Or, you know, just, sorry, JP. I had to, you know.
Great line. What are you?
JP's like, okay, that's been used 4 million times. Okay, buddy?
Okay, so before we get into the Christmas stuff,
Yeah.
I figured you know what, for the especially
Wait, this ties in with the end of the year Christmas stuff, though. You have a Tooth theory.
No, the two theories, the trivia question.
he's got.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, well,
right.
then, all right, we're going to point mine out then, or no? Or you want to wait?
I think we'll finish with the Christmas stuff.
So, can't get
Well,
any-
this my twos isn't. We have two. We have two.
We have two.
We have two.
twos. Oh no, more twos. Go
Well,
ahead.
listen.
This is going to be a long episode anyway. Oh my.
So, can we cue up some
No, I
music
got
when you read the list?
Oh yeah. What
Put
kind
on
of
a little
music?
Swanee River. There's only one song on
Swanee
this.
River will
There's
be
only
good.
one
Yeah,
song on
I
this
know.
show.
What am I talking about?
Well, listen. We discovered a twos theory.
Yes.
In in pre-show warm-up. Because you were joking around doing.
I didn't even know he won the. So does he run up in a bullpen?
Yeah. So you started touching your arms, going, I don't want any of this.
Oh,
I don't want
yeah.
any of this. I go, I don't. And you said I don't want any lemonade. And all of a sudden
slippers.
that triggered. I go, wait a minute. I go, lemonade. He makes a reference to lemonade. Well, in the where Norton sells irons, he loses his job.
Oh yeah, well Ralph in front of his house as a kid sold more lemonade than anybody in the neighborhood.
Yes,
right?
that's right.
There
You got
go.
it.
We go. Toozer.
Yep, there's a Toozer right there. Yep, 2 references to lemonade, and it just popped up right there. And speaking of that, mind your own business,
I'm
right?
so
Is that what it's
glad
called?
I'm not even paying attention. This is so good.
Oh, you're just interject anytime, Joe.
I'm
Steve Franchi full on that Tooze. Oh, wait a minute. We have a full-blown living Tooze member. Stephen Franchi. He's been on this podcast twice. But anyway,
and that's the only reason I'm going to have him come one more time because I don't want that. It's the only reason.
They're using you. Joe is using you. No, so but in that same episode that we were just talking about where he has to get the job. So here's the question is, right? There's 39 episodes, right? And in the 39 episodes, Ralph is a bus driver. Norton works in the sewer.
Right.
How many episodes of the 39 do they each have an active other job? The answer is a number. What do you think the number is?
2.
What are they?
One is they're both janitor.
They're a janitor. Yep.
Norton's selling the irons, and Ralph's selling the irons.
Ralph never sold the irons.
Oh.
But Norton.
Oh, he bought one. He went down to look for a job, but he bought one.
Yeah, he never sold them.
Right, he never.
But yeah, no. So you have
that's
2 episodes.
Is that the 2 Nortons?
No, I'm saying you have two episodes where the main characters are doing another job besides the one they're always known for. But you bring up the point that they're actually both janitors as well.
Right.
So again, the number 2 is involved. There you go. So anyway, just wanted to bring it up. Okay.
So what would be
the lemonade one?
The lemonade.
I can't even believe it. Like,
what would be Norton's other one? How about his antique business?
Well, I'm just saying there was 2. I'm just saying that. Oh my God, the antique. Oh my God, the antique. Well, no.
Did you see Steve
where
Franchi's
he normally
thing
makes $400 an hour?
Where he put the Norton's? It's a storefront of Norton's.
Norton's
antique estimates.
Yes.
Did you see that on the Facebook page?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that one.
Oh, you missed it. Oh, even I saw it.
I gotta look at that.
You gotta look at it. It's great.
Right. I love it. That's great.
It's great.
Free of charge.
Free of charge.
Free of charge.
That's on one
Don't
of the
even get me
signs,
started
I
on
think.
free of charge.
Free of
Oh my
charge.
God, Jesus.
It's just
So great.
Now, every time when he goes free of charge, you know what I think of? This lunatic.
Yeah.
That's what I
Free
think
of
of.
charge.
Free of charge.
Yeah, get free of charge. Free of charge.
I'm not sure which.
That was Norton's arrogance. By the way.
Yes.
Free of charge.
Free of charge. Like you actually charge people?
Yeah. Normally, $400 an hour. But for you guys, free of charge.
Free of charge.
Free of charge. You got us those baseball tickets? I'll do it free of charge. World Series tickets for antique tickets.
Okay, so
Yes.
we decided this is our last episode of the year.
Yes.
We're going to do a little Christmas thing before we go. But we wanted to do this little thing for all of the full-grown nuts, the ones that are actually in the fraternity at this point. And what we're going to do is just we're going to play a little bit of... Wow, I couldn't have picked a worse...
Somebody playing an 85 Casio right now.
Oh my God! I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I'm in Radio Shack playing an 85 Casio keyboard.
Terrible. Oh my goodness!
Charlie Brown full grown.
I don't know. I'm going to try this one. It's strings, romantic string. I don't know, but this is a commercial, obviously.
Okay, that sounds-
because I'm on the YouTubes.
Yeah, it feels festive. Yeah. I don't know about that harmonica, but
No, I'm not doing that one either. That's terrible. Oh my goodness,
Joe, why must you always play on that harmonica?
How about the one we used for
I don't know.
Verily.
I don't know what they're called. That's the problem.
Was that real one? It was the one with the strings. It sounded like
Yeah, let's see this one here.
That's good.
This is good.
Still a harmonica, but it's fine. Yeah, that's
All right, it's good. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I just wanted to go over the list of all of the full-grown nuts that have been full-grown nut of the week.
Did you add them up? Like how many? You know?
I have a list. Yeah, I have the number of how many.
You got all 42 of them in there?
Yeah, 42. Yeah, in one big ball.
In its entirety.
In its entirety. In its entirety. So, and I'm not going to put the episode.
No, just do the list. Yeah.
No, one is Ira.
Ira.
The first one?
Yes.
I don't know if Ira still listens, but Ira is our full-grown nut, the inaugural.
Inaugural.
He is the reason why
we have a full, whatever.
The page.
It's,
The
page.
Rock candy at the convention.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ira. Then, of course, is Brother Bibbs.
Brother Bibbs, yes.
Brother Bibbs, who is always in constant contact with me, even though I keep changing my number, but somehow he gets my number. But he's
what
always
Lou's
sending
gonna
me
do
stuff. And
He's probably been emailing me on the
probably.
and I haven't checked that email in at least a year and a half.
Oh, dude, there are so many people that send you stuff.
I don't even.
You need to.
I could get on.
Then, of course, there's Mark S. Mark Strouch.
Wow, he was that high up?
Yeah, Mark was the third one.
He deserved it. The guy was listening to episode 25 last week.
Absolutely.
He deserves it.
Yeah, exactly. Kevin
Kevin,
H.
yeah.
Kevin Hugeist. Absolutely.
Oh,
right
my
there,
God,
number 4.
so deserving.
Yeah, and Kevin is still a beast in the whole thing. And then, of course, there's Norm.
Norm, our good friend Norm.
Yeah, Norm.
Yeah, I don't have that Norm.
He pops in once in a while on the group.
Okay.
Trying to find the perfect, there we go.
There we go.
Then JP.
JP
Lesser.
man was up there.
Absolutely.
Top 10.
Number 6. Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. Top 10.
Mentioned earlier in this
Yes,
podcast.
Absolutely, yep.
Two's theory.
Yeah, two
He's
steer.
come up. JP Lester's come up twice.
Now 3 times.
Who'd
so-
have thunk?
Who'd have thunk?
Oh,
JP Lester's a two's theory.
I hate JP Lesser,
Lesser,
too. And, of course, Pete Abruzes.
Bruce's Pete. Oh, man.
Peter, yeah, absolutely. Haven't talked about Peter in a while. Then, of course, Chris Fodor.
Chris
Who
Fodor. Here
gave
we
us-
go.
He gave
Yeah,
us that.
Chris.
He gave us
That is
Second
what's that
time
sound?
Chris has come up today, too.
Yeah, there you go. Twice. Two's theory for Chris Fodor.
This is the last time you're coming up here. Then we have John Espo.
Oh, John Espo, yeah.
Oh, and we met John. And
Oh, we met
John is
John,
cool.
yeah.
John is always talking with me. Then Bruce Cooperman.
Oh, yeah. Bruce. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
haven't talked to Bruce in a while.
Wow.
This one, number 11, ironically, if you put a 1 in front of it, Brian Carney.
Oh,
That was
how did
our-
that,
that was
how
our-
did that just work out like that?
That just, I didn't realize
We
that.
didn't
Yep.
realize it. See,
Yep.
some
that-
things are
it-
Art would be so proud.
Yeah, he would.
Yes.
Told you not to hang out with those bums.
And then, of course, there's Wizard.
The Wizard, Romney.
Yep, Wizard Romney, of course, who I know, and I hung out with him a couple weeks ago when I was out in Long Island opening for Vic. Then, Lucky 13, Richie the Mole.
Richie the Mole. Oh, my
Richie's out of his
God.
mind. I love Richie.
Oh.
He's nuts. Number 14, we'll just skip that one. Number 15, that's Michael Bruce. Anyway, number 15.
Oh, excuse me. Michael, you remember what episode it was when you were inducted?
God.
Like 90
I would say
something?
98, maybe?
It's 96.
Oh, he was.
so
Okay,
close.
well, he's
So close.
Yep.
Okay.
Then number 15 is Howard Becker.
Okay,
Who's
Howard, yeah.
he's
there we go.
He's a staple.
Yeah,
He's
Howard's-
been around
Howard's
forever. Then Shelly G.
Shelly G,
who
yes.
was gone for a while,
Yeah.
and he has reemerged.
Yep.
Yes,
No, she's gone.
Shelly Gardner, right?
Shelley Gardner, yeah, absolutely. Then, of course, Alan Crete.
Oh, Alan. Thespian.
Just never goes away,
Yeah,
which
just
is
call him
good.
Thespian.
Where the next guy,
He is.
the next guy, number 18, I wish he would go away, which would be Ron Albanese.
Twice. I wish he'd go away twice.
Oh my God! Then, of course, number 19 is Scott Tepperman.
Oh, Scott.
Who's
Tepperman.
I think the DVD is done. He's just got to just do some quick. But
Oh,
DVD
great.
from the last convention,
Right.
And by the way, Dino's already told me this convention is selling better than last year. It's earlier.
my
We've
God.
already got I think almost 20 tickets sold.
Oh, man.
Dude, we're going to have to move this to like the Staples Center or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, this is getting crazy.
Number 20, Mark Weissman.
Mark,
who
there you
is
go.
always,
Oh, Mark's
always putting stuff
Yep.
in. Just fantastic. And then is our father-son duo, Hal Lesser.
Hal Lesser.
There he is,
Absolutely.
Hal.
Hal
That's right.
Lesser. Then Vincent A.
Descala.
Descala.
Another
absolutely.
father-son.
Another
Yeah.
father-son.
We don't know who the father and who the son is, but they're father and
Yeah,
son.
but one of them's got an initial, the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
Then there's Gary Clevenger.
Oh, Gary.
Gary's
Gary's been
always-
back.
Yes.
He's been back. Gary's
Yes.
back.
He's back. Absolutely. Then John Basmaggi.
yeah.
Basmaggi. How do you say his last name?
Oh, that's right.
That's Maggie,
Wow.
I think.
Yeah.
Yes. I always Basmaggi. I'm sorry. Then, of course, your stockings are crooked, Paulette Norman.
Paulette Norman.
Nice,
Ah,
nice,
yes.
nice.
Absolutely. Then there's Chris Nash.
Oh yeah, Chris.
Chris pops in once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
But Chris is always poking his nose in where it don't belong. But that's okay. Then we got Tony Wienko.
Tony Wienko.
Oh, that's Ron's
Tony
favorite.
Wienko.
That's Ron's favorite.
That's great.
Ron loves
just to say it.
He loves to say Tony Wienko. That's right. Then of course there's Nish Dolly.
No, Nish.
The Nish. The Nish. Nish the dish.
Great, yeah.
Absolutely. Sweet dish.
The sweet dish, that Nish.
And then there's Rich Arsenal.
Oh, it's Arsenal.
Rich is he'll be like gone for a while, then he
comes
pops
back,
in,
yeah.
but he's always putting some good stuff in. And then there's Jared Dwyer.
Jared. Yep.
Jared's great. Another one. And then there's David Arthur. I'm going to win that ball. Exactly. David Arthur winning ball. Yeah. And then there's the father or the son, Vincent DeScala.
Yeah.
There's Vincent A. DeScala and Vincent DeScala. Then, there's bum Stephen Franchi. And then there's Joey.
Stephen Franchi.
Joey, oh my God, DeBarbara? No, is it DeBarbara?
DeBarbaro, wasn't it DeBarbaro? Or something like that?
I messed up the name. I can't because my handwriting's so terrible.
Flub.
Oh my God, DeBarbarella? I messed up.
Whatever.
I'm sorry, Joey. I apologize.
It's Joey Applicant.
That's what Joey Applicant. Then there was another David Ingram.
The voice.
He made it just a little bit honorary. Then John Baird.
John Baird.
John Baird.
I'm going to bring him up in a minute, actually.
Okay.
If he's
come up with a few.
I'm going to punch him in the nose.
Then Anthony Pacifico.
Oh, Anthony. Yes.
Who Anthony, when he came in, and now he won't leave.
Yeah.
Pacifico.
He's like the mother-in-law. He just won't leave. Tom Mohan.
Yes.
Always.
Mohan.
He is relentless in the group. Relentless. And then, of course, there's Rob J. Lilly.
Oh.
Brother Norton.
Absolutely.
They're picking them all over Bensonhurst.
And then we had, of course, the great Joe Fernandez.
Yes, Joe
as
Fernandez.
an honorary.
Oh,
absolutely.
Excellent.
Helped us out so much
choice.
at the
Yes, he did.
at the convention.
Does a voiceover for us too.
Yep, absolutely. Then, of course, Lou DeAngelis.
Yeah.
My God.
Why is Down in the Valley playing? It's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Then, of course, Rob Land.
TV Land.
My handwriting stinks. Mike, can you read 127?
127?
Yeah.
I can notice it. Kadush? E-D-U Edens? I don't know. Is that an O?
127.
Is that an O or an E?
I messed up. My handwriting's so terrible.
You can't even read your own handwriting.
I can't read my own handwriting. My mom used to say I would make a good doctor because my handwriting was so bad.
RX.
Wow, it's not even ringing a bell.
Mike, I apologize, Michael.
Edwards? It looks like ED something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just look one
We'll
more
figure it out.
time.
Well, Mike, if you're still listening,
Please.
tell us
Yeah.
Looks like a C.
who you are. Joe can't read his handwriting.
Make a post on
I will definitely do it. Then there's Deano. Pickenich.
Yeah.
Pickenich,
Yeah.
absolutely. Then Mike Nangle.
Oh, yeah.
It took us so long to get to Mike Nangle.
Yo, we
which
thought, Joe, we actually thought he was one.
we thought he was one. That's why we didn't.
It took him that low.
I'm
It's
so
like, no, we did him already. And like Joe went through this,
so
like, no, we didn't. Like,
stupid.
oh,
It'd
man.
be like not answering a question, the same question twice.
Yeah. Yep.
Something like that.
And then Mike Pickney. Pickney.
Pinkney.
Pinkney. That's right.
Yeah.
Mike Pinkney. Then Peter Noto.
Yes.
Gina Salvatore Puchinski. And then, of course, Joe Full-Grown Nutella. Absolutely. So, I don't even know how many there are, but it's like 50, but you guys are just...
the list.
You guys are the reason why we do this.
Yep.
It ain't for the money. I'll tell you that for sure. It ain't for the money. No. That's for sure.
Are you trying to say that you do it free of charge?
Yeah, free of charge.
So,
I just want to bring up one thing here.
Go ahead.
Because you reminded me of it. Your stockings are crooked. Okay. Now, has anybody ever looked and see? Because when you say your stockings are crooked, back in the day, they used to wear the seam down the back of the stocking. Like those big things.
Is that what makes
That's
them
what
crooked?
makes them crooked.
I didn't even realize what it meant.
Yeah, that's what that meant. Because back in the day, they used to have stockings, and they had a black seam.
It's probably
down the
to
back.
make it easier for when they put it on. It's almost like your socks, but you can tell with your socks. But imagine going to put your stockings on, and you got them backwards. So that's why they probably
the seam went down. No, the seam went down the back. And the reason they did it, probably didn't have the technology to make it one piece.
Right.
So they have a seam down the back.
Oh, okay.
So when your stockings
Makes
were
sense.
crooked, the seam wasn't straight in the back. So
And
I've
you're
tried.
asking-
I'm asking, did anybody actually look and see if Alice is wearing stockings with seams in it? Can you see it
Can
when
you
she
see
does,
him?
when she does that?
Was Ralph behind her
she
when he
does the
said
little
it?
twirl.
She does that twirl. No, he's standing there. He's looking at her. And
Okay.
she does that little twirl. Like
So he
Ralph-
was behind her then. He could see.
At what
He can-
point?
Okay.
Well, because
'Cause she
she
twirls.
She does the twirl. She
Okay,
does like
gotcha.
a ballerina twirl in front of him. So I'm thinking, he says, your stockings are crooked.
Yep.
So I was wondering, I never looked to see if she's actually wearing stockings with a seam in it to see if they are crooked.
I wonder. Now I want to go
There you
look. Without looking like a pervert, like staring at those Audrey Meadows stockings. But again, you guys are just phenomenal.
Oh,
man.
God.
And
Full-grown nuts.
so many more of you
Yeah.
that we just appreciate
Yeah.
everything you do.
And
You're
it's-
always sending me stuff. And don't send anything to Louis' email. He doesn't read
I
them.
don't read it. So
It's Honeymooners Podcast at AOL.
AOL. Don't send anything to it was the old Gmail.
Bang Zoom?
Bang Zoom 1956 at Gmail.
Right.
Don't send anything there because I don't read them.
Yeah, Louis doesn't read it.
Yeah. We like the AOL address.
We like the AOL. Gmail's too modern for us.
So,
Well, I have the first live post. During the Honeymooners podcast, I'm going to hit a button and post on the Honeymooners podcast group right now during the show, the taping of the show.
okay.
I got it all ready. I typed it out. I put the picture in and post. All right, now I invite the two of you to read that post right now. What I just did.
I got to go on this thing?
Yeah, get on.
This is going to be tough.
I got to go on this thing.
This is tough for me.
Yeah. Bring up the.
I'm finally got my pass.
Those of you at home can. Well, they're not listening at the moment.
Oh my God!
Where am I going?
Oh my God! Just go
Honeymooners
to
podcast group.
The podcast
group. Okay.
That's what I just posted.
Okay, hold on.
Can you believe that? I died when I saw that.
Oh my God!
I died. I just literally started cracking up outside of his place.
Hey, let's just look at Joe's. Just make it easier. Let me see, Joe.
Here. Go ahead. Give it to him.
Oh God!
All right, go ahead. Read it.
I wasn't even aware until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'll read it. So what I wrote above I put a picture. So I was at hanging out with Ron, and I went out to my truck to get something, and then I turned around because I flubbed actually. I tried to close the door and it didn't close. I pulled it again, and then all of a sudden there's a giant 2 in front of my face. I've been to Ron a bunch of times, and he lives there. He didn't even realize it himself. And I go, you got to be kidding me. Ron lives in apartment 2. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
The jerk in apartment 2. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yes.
All right. So before we go, we definitely want to touch on the Christmas episode, being that and we're only. Oh my God, you wouldn't even believe how long we're doing this episode, but I don't care.
That don't
It's
matter.
it's
Who
it's
cares?
it's an
It's gotta-
It's always long when I'm in. So this is what we
gotta
do.
take us into
what we do.
2025 anyway.
Exactly. And of course, it's definitely one of the more awesome episodes.
Oh, God.
Not just because it's Honeymooners, but it's a great Christmas episode.
Yeah,
it is.
It really is.
I think it should be a national pastime. I can't believe more people it should be aired all the time. That end speech, everything about it is so
Christmas Eve.
phenomenal.
It should be played on Christmas Eve.
It's like those 24/7 deals. Or
Yep.
something, you know what I mean?
Just play it over and over and
over and over.
8 to 12 on Christmas Eve.
It's like Universal Monster Station now. It's like become the Munster Station.
Right.
That would be
I
cool.
don't know if you noticed that. Anybody watches Universal Monsters? It was one of my favorite stations to watch.
Oh, cool.
But
Monster
now
movies?
it was all monster movies, like the kind I like.
I never heard of it.
Oh yeah, it's called Universal Monsters. They
Okay.
get it on the Fire Stick.
Okay.
On Freevee, and I keep on going into it to see if I can get one of my monster movies. It's nonstop monsters now.
Oh, it's Munsters
It's
now.
all
I mean, I do
Munsters.
love the Munsters, but yeah.
Oh, why?
Wow.
The
I
holiday
have
season?
no idea. I have no idea. It's all mine. And
maybe
actually,
it's
the one I
just a
saw the
little
other
blind.
night was the one with Big Louie, who was Maxie Rosenblum, plays Big Louie in the
Really?
monster. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
And
great.
they thought Herman was Big Louie, but it's
Great show. Great show.
Oh, it's an excellent show.
Love the Munsters.
It's an excellent show. I think it's very
Do a podcast
underrated.
on the Munsters.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
tell you.
It's extremely underrated.
It's underrated in how good it was. It's not underrated in the how it affected
Pop culture
cultural-
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the culture.
Yeah.
But it's just it's kind of like, yeah, it's the Munsters. It's a goofy show, but it was actually a very well-written show.
Excellent show.
Yeah.
Funny lines.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lily's got great, you don't even appreciate
So
it.
creative.
Her lines are, oh, man.
The writers were great.
Oh, they were great.
Yep. No doubt.
All right.
Joe Connolly and Greg Mosher.
Oh, yeah. So, let's get into
the Christmas
episode.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go from, we're not doing what we always do. We're going to take the lead from Michael Bruce here.
Yeah.
So, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Well, I have a list, but before I get to the list, I wanted to point out.
I have a torch.
I have a torch. Yeah.
Okay, I have a torch.
Everybody's given. Oh, by the way, I'm the only person. So my wife,
Your wife.
we go over. I wanted him to say that. So, like on Christmas Eve, we go over, to her house, and there's 8 million Italians, or
Right,
whatever.
right.
And there comes
good-
a point where they're going to do the
750.
presents.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, here, hand this to Joe, hand this to Joe. And the presents are flying everywhere. And I'm the only guy that's sitting there going, everybody's given, and nobody gets the joke.
No,
Like,
I know.
but I say it out loud every year just in case somebody might get up.
But I'll tell you,
everybody's
that
given.
line doesn't, until you're saying it now, it never registered with me.
That never registered.
Everybody's given? Oh,
Everybody's given, yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
given.
I don't
Oh, by the
register
way,
that
ad-lib? Ad-lib?
Could be.
Very
much.
I think so.
Very
Very
much.
much. Write that in there.
You're
Very
talking about
much
Norton.
so.
You're talking about Norton.
No, Ralph says
Ralph
it.
says
Ralph
it.
says
Everybody's
everybody's given. When Stevens is there.
When Stevens
Steven's
is
giving
there.
it there.
Mrs.
Everybody's
Stevens.
giving. He's happy because he's happy. And,
Yeah,
you know,
Dude, that's got to be an ad-lib. Absolutely.
I think
Yeah,
so.
totally.
Yep.
But anyway, but about that scene, all right, the first thing I want to point out, watching it again, getting ready for today, was I think the scene is brilliant. I think the acting is unbelievably brilliant in that moment because nobody's speaking and the tension in the room is unbelievable. When she freezes the room when she says, well, actually, I'm embarrassed for what I got you.
Yeah.
And there's this pause. And even now, I've seen it 1,000 times. I'm like, oh my God, she's embarrassed.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what to say. Alice doesn't know what to say. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. You know what I mean? But like, I just find the acting brilliant there between the four of them.
Yes.
That the tension's unbelievable.
And the thing is, there's 4 people there. And I guess normally it would be to focus on Mrs. Stevens and Alice.
Right.
Because that's where the action is right there.
Exactly.
But if you look off to the side and you just look at Ralph and Ed, the acting on their faces without saying a word is unbelievable.
Because first off, Carney's oblivious to it, and then he kind of gets it.
Yes.
But
Ralph is in tune right off the bat.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's totally freaked out. But if you watch Ed, he's kind of like, like he's not
he's like
quite
not
getting it because he's supposed to be a little dopey.
Yeah, he's kind of reacting off of Ralph.
Right, exactly.
And then he gets it eventually. Being
the good friend that he is, Michael. He's like,
well, it's hilarious that he said that because the next thing in my notes was I love the camera work on Ralph and Ed during the exchange. I love because it's a different camera angle too. No, it's great. It's great. I love it. My point is what you said, but if you also notice, there's a camera angle difference too. They switch cameras to show them and what they're thinking about and their reaction to the exchange. So that's pretty cool. Like on the producer's part to do that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, like very well produced scene.
Yeah.
Because of course they want the Gleason reaction.
Yes.
Because that's what is it's the crux of the show.
That's him.
It's what draws people in.
That's him,
Gleason's
Joey.
reaction.
The facial, the clown that he is.
Absolutely.
Just all his physical comedy.
The bulging eyes.
Yeah, the bulging
Well,
eyes.
he loves them.
He loves the bulging eyes. Much
better.
funnier.
Much
But I'm saying, but just that, and I always look at Ed Norton all the time because we always said this way back. It's watch them when they're doing nothing.
Oh,
just watch the actor when they're doing nothing, and he was the best at doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Let's do a podcast.
In that scene.
Let's do a Honeymooners podcast.
When
we can talk about this.
He puts the that little day we had a cup of coffee.
That's right.
Whippany, New Jersey.
And that place is knocked down right now.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
I wonder why.
Right after we left.
But I just thought of something.
The wrecking ball.
I just thought of something. Now, Gleason was always known for
the eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The big eyes when he would be reacting.
Yeah.
Personally, I find the bulging eyes much funnier. I think that goes deeper than just the bulging eyes.
Could be. Good point.
It could be him. Little nudge, nudge. Yeah, I think the bulging eyes are much funnier. My eyes. I just thought of that.
All right, could be.
I don't know. It's just a thought.
There's two ideas behind that. The
Ideas.
glasses.
Yes.
And like you said, with the deeper thing. I hate to say two, but yeah.
Don't say two.
Yeah.
Try not to say two.
So continue. Back to the Christmas episode.
So yeah, the other production standpoint here is I think anyway, I could be wrong, but the icebox of
Remember last night you were wrong.
The icebox is a huge focus in this. I think this is the widest they ever show the apartment. They are way over.
Yeah, they are.
Showing the side of that icebox. Way over. Like you are right to the wall. I don't know of any other episode where it goes that wide.
That wide.
You know what I mean? Like you're not seeing, because they could have just had them doing everything and you saw that, from the front of the icebox.
Right.
No, they were like I was standing on the side of the icebox. That was my viewpoint.
So now when the first scene, Alice trying to hide her gift. And she goes to the dresser and she goes here and she goes here. That's all one thing, right? So they're not, that what you're saying, that basically they're not focusing on each piece.
Well, first of all, there's a choose theory. Okay, how many? Well, and it's
why wouldn't there be?
I'll get to that in a minute.
I can't wait.
but like she's hiding the gift,
right?
And then they follow her over.
So they're panning the camera, or they're not.
Yeah, no, it moves with her.
Oh, it's moving with her. Okay,
because she's because how many hiding spots are there before she decides on one? Two. There's the drawer.
Sure.
And then there's the stove. And then the camera follows her from 1 to 2, and then it widens all the way out to 3 on the side of the icebox. Because when you see Trixie walk in, she's like way over on the side.
Left. Yeah. Yes. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah. Very natural. By the way, that's one of Trixie's more natural entrances. I think in that one.
Yeah.
It seems so natural.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because sometimes it's forced and
Yeah. Well,
but she was like, "Oh, hey, Alice," and the crowd. But when you see that side, and she's like, you're seeing it in your head, right?
Yeah.
She's way over.
Way over.
Yeah, because the camera's way over. So I thought that was a cool production point. 1, 2, 3.
Cool. Yeah.
And that icebox is
the
like,
icebox.
yeah. So anyway, just a note there. Here's my next note on it is only Norton, if you think about it, only Norton could decorate a tree in the most annoying way.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Like I just sit there and I go, no wonder Ralph is losing his mind. My happiness is being destroyed.
Anyway, he's throwing tinsel.
My happiness is being destroyed. Could you imagine?
Yes.
The hyperbole.
Yeah.
My happiness is being destroyed.
How great is that of a line?
That's one of Ron's favorite lines. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
My happiness is being destroyed.
My happiness is being destroyed.
Well, this nuts throwing tinsel across the room on a tree.
No, he didn't say that line in this episode. But it's the same feeling, though. Yeah. And he's thrown behind his back. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. But and then here's another thing. This is the first time I noticed this too. Giant pile of presents under the tree. Like, who do they know?
Yeah, really.
It's massive.
Is it really?
Oh my God!
I never noticed
realized
how many there were
until yesterday. I'm looking at it, going, "Oh my God!" There's like 30 presents.
Wow.
I was like,
I can't see Ralph buying.
He
didn't even have enough money to buy Alice a present.
Yeah,
exactly.
And they have a giant.
I know. Who got one? Like Uncle Leo. Well, that's probably it. Norton.
Yeah.
Trixie. Alice never exchanged with Trixie, right?
No, you don't see it. No,
Trixie.
No.
Nope.
I love the way he says "hock it." That's a great.
Yeah.
I love that. Also, Judge Hurdle was so close. I think he does say, "Where's Alice?" But he is on the cusp of Rallis.
Oh,
right on the cusp.
Yes. Oh,
he somehow saves it.
Saves it though.
It's like, where's Alice? Where's Alice?
Here's a trivia question. I find this to be a Lou type of trivia question. I noticed what utensils what is hanging over the stove? What's hanging over the stove?
I think there's a pan.
There is. Good.
A ladle.
Yes. You got 2 of the 4.
Oh, there's 4.
Please get one more, because I don't want to hear one more two theories.
There's two theories.
No, there's actually no two theories in this one, but yeah.
A spoon, one of them big.
No. The ladle was right, and the pan is right.
The pan and the ladle.
Yeah.
Was there a pot?
It's interesting because there's a pan, and then there's a ladle, then there's an empty. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. There's a pan, and then there's something that you haven't named yet. Then there's an empty hook, and then there's the ladle, which you named, and then there's the last piece.
Oh, wow, there's that many? Oh my God.
There's the pan and 3 utensils.
Okay. So what would it be? Other utensils?
Which
So
I
there's a
thought they
ladle.
were all weird. And what it appears to me to be hanging there in the black and white,
Right.
it's a little bit tough
Would
to
be
make
like
out.
one of them big forks. Would it be?
Wasn't a fork, no.
Wow. What other things could be hanging?
To me, it looks
not a cleaver.
No. No. So the pan, and then next to the pan, I believe it looks like a big spreading knife. Long, big spreading
like
knife.
one of the big cake when they do the
yes,
things with
like
the,
Where it's like round.
garlic bread
It's
type.
like
you know,
round at the
yep.
end or whatever.
Then you have an empty hook. Then you have the ladle, which you
Okay,
named.
ladle.
And then the last thing, to me anyway, if you really look at it, it looks like a peeler.
Really?
Looks like a peeler to me.
Okay.
Wow.
Does not look like, if you look at it, you're like, what is that? It's not a spoon. It's not a fork. I think it's a peeler.
That's an odd.
Yeah, really odd,
Wow.
like combination.
That's not
of-
common. Yeah,
you know.
that's really odd.
Strange.
So, and then, all right, another thing I point out to me was, what, do you think it's a flub when he says, okay, because Mrs. Stevens came down and, they exchanged gifts. They even said the name multiple times, Mrs. Stevens. But at the end of the show, he says, the same thing that lady friend got you.
Friend got you.
Did he not remember the name? Or do you think it was lady, he was supposed to say lady
he forgot
friend?
the name.
What do you think, Joe?
In the Gleason world, he forgot the name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Forgot the name.
Yeah, because maybe Stevens wasn't somebody that he grew up with, even though there was a lot of the
the Irish
with the
names.
the Irish names.
But he said it though.
I thought it was. He did say it early on.
He says it.
There was exchanges about Mrs. Stevens, and Mrs. Stevens was said a bunch, but I just thought it was so odd to me. I go, whoa, he didn't say Mrs. The lady friend.
That lady
like,
friend.
but he didn't. He acted like he barely knew her.
Yeah, like what we say, like these people, like you're in this building, you know everything about everybody. And I always thought it was.
Is Stevens in the building?
I don't know. I'm
Go
gonna
to
say
dial J. Is Stevens
Yeah.
in the building? Is she one of
Stevens?
I don't think she's one of the people that
No,
they said.
but
Okay,
isn't
so
she
maybe
with-
she doesn't live in the
No,
building then.
But isn't she
Oh.
in with Carlos? Oh, Mrs. Stevens.
Oh, that could be.
Oh,
So she is upstairs. I
yeah.
think.
So she is upstairs.
Upstairs?
Upstairs. Upstairs.
Gotta bang the table.
Upstairs.
Got to bang the table and say every time you step upstairs, you got to bang the table.
Wow.
So really, and I always thought it was odd too. They would call people Mrs. and this and Mrs. and Mrs.
Yeah.
and Mrs. I always thought that was
Cramden.
odd.
By the
yeah, by the
yeah.
name. If the formalities of it. You know.
So anyway, I think a flub anyway. That
Okay.
your lady friend.
I think it's a flop.
Yeah.
I think it's a flop.
Here's a
Got it.
question
Got
for
it.
you. Here's a question for you two experts. Dude, no, seriously, because I'm really wondering.
First I was called lovely. Now I'm called expert. That's a Tunes theory. Both wrong.
So the curtain, the episode ends. The curtain closes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then Gleason opens up the curtain. Do you think that the cast knew he was going to do it?
I think so. Only
Well,
because they were right there waiting.
There you go.
When he said, Mr. Mrs.
Got to bring out the Nortons.
No. I mean the crew.
Oh, you mean the crew?
Do you think that they knew he was going to do it because it completely closed up, and then he has to physically open up
it,
the
right.
curtain
Yeah.
and come through?
I think he
I always
probably told
wondered-
them. He said, "Listen, afterwards we're going to do this," and he just did it.
Okay, it's fair enough.
And
I
then he
wasn't sure.
told
Yeah.
he told the Nortons, "Be
Right.
ready," because when I say
Be
it-
ready because I want to I want you guys to come out. I think you're right. I don't think he told the crew
Yeah.
because the curtains wouldn't have closed.
And then one of my favorite parts at the end is when he, after the speech and the whole thing, and him and Ed look at each other.
They both at the same time go
Just
like,
look
Yeah,
at each other.
love that.
They acknowledge each other and like,
whoa,
like
we did it.
said
We
this
did
a
it.
few
Yeah.
times, but it's
oh
like
my
we both
God,
went.
it's unbelievable.
Look what we did.
We crushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And you know who's like,
chills.
elated in that too?
Yeah.
Trixie.
she
Joyce
is.
Randolph is
She's-
it's like elated.
I love my job.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
like,
my
oh
job.
my God, it's just like she actually is one of the main four, but she actually is such a minor character. She's like
Right.
she's like below Freddie Muller when you think about it. but
Yes.
she's like elated that
Yes.
I'm standing out here in front and this audience is acknowledging me, and I'm here on the stage with these
It's a
three.
great feeling.
It's incredible.
Oh, I can imagine.
I found this interesting because Gleason, of course, is full of flubs. His outstanding speech that we all know at the end, 0 flubs.
Oh yeah,
0. Like he was so in tune with that. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting because he always makes flubs.
Yeah.
And then I found it interesting that the Nortons, like this is a Christmas episode, togetherness, whatever. But Norton and Trixie are never together in the entire episode.
Oh, just at the end when they come out.
Just at the end when they come out. The show's over.
Okay.
Which I thought was kind of
you would
Christmas
it's
episode. You would
like
have thought they had a
you
little
would like the four of them.
toge-
Yeah, like
wouldn't you think they would write a scene where the 4 of them were doing something together, or maybe you know what I don't know.
Kinda cool.
I thought that was kind of whatever.
Wow.
And then let's see. Well, you never know. I mentioned that. So anyway, the last thing I got is the. So here's the part that Joe's going to hate. So.
You mean the part since you got here?
Exactly.
Isn't it cool because we could say that, but if somebody ever said that about Mike, we'd be like, "Yo, what's this guy's problem?"
Yo, you mess with me, you mess with
messing with Mike.
Got my boys over here. He gave me a salad. I love this guy.
So they gave me a cookie.
I've believe me, this was not on purpose. It was accidental. Okay. But I hate to say it, I started like this whole thing that I'm about to do plays into the twos theory.
Great.
It plays into it.
I'm all for it.
Because I started noticing. So really, this is the list. The list is
What's
labeled.
the list, Joe?
All things twos in the
I have a
Christmas
show
episode.
tonight, fellas. Just got to let you guys know.
All right, we're gonna blast through.
Okay, we'll play it.
A couple of them are question oriented, but it's because you know the answer. It's easy. These are again all. And I mean all. I mean all things twos
in the Christmas episode. All right.
Okay. Number 1, 2 buttons on the wall behind Alice. Number 2, 2 receptacles on the outlet wall behind Alice. Okay. 3. We already said what 2 places does Alice try to hide Ralph's presents?
Right, correct.
Stove and the right. Okay. 2 cups stacked on top of the icebox. 2 items are on the stove. 2 canisters are on the icebox. 2 orange juice squeezers are presents.
Wow. Okay.
2 decorated openings in the apartment, the door and the window. Right. There are 2 Christmas presents underneath the icebox at one time.
Okay.
It's got more than one page here.
It's like flipping pages.
But isn't this? I'm sorry. This is fascinating to me.
No, you're fascinating me.
Listen, Lou's right in. He's
running here.
2 faucets in the sink. 2 buttons on both sides, of Ralph's jacket. How many times does Trixie yell Alice from her apartment? Twice. Alice. How many onions does Trixie need? 2. A couple of
onions. All right. 2's a
Alice got a couple of onions.
How many different times does Alice hide Ralph's present?
2.
2 different times. Yeah. How many times does Ralph get his finger snapped in the mousetrap?
Twice.
Ralph says, how many can play at that game? 2 can play at that game. I'm sorry, it's fascinating. How many times does someone ask, what do you have behind your back? Twice. Because Ralph asked Norton, and then Alice asked
him.
Norton.
Yep. Ralph says, hand it over twice. I say, hand it over. I say, hand it over. Nobody has a need for 2 of those. How many times?
I've used that line many a time.
How many times does Norton mistake the present Ralph is giving Alice? Twice. First time is the. Well, he thinks it's the present. The first time is the what?
Well, the matchbook, right?
No. He mistakes the present. Like he thinks it's the present.
Oh,
it's not
the pan.
The ice pan. Yeah. The second time is the.
The mousetrap.
The second time.
That's right.
So twice he mistakes the present. How many compartments on Ralph's present to Alice?
2.
There's one for hairpins, one for bobby pins. Ralph has 2 pockets on his jacket. The bowling ball costs how much?
$22.
$22. How many people stop by to see the Crandums during the Christmas episode?
2. Stevens and Uncle Leo.
Yep. Ralph and Ed each have 2 moments they are trimming the tree. There's 2 different times that Ralph does it, 2 different times that Norton does it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Ralph says it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. How many times during the episode did Alice leave to go up to Trixie's
Twice, I guess.
And the first time she brought...
first time she brought oranges.
Oranges.
Onions.
Onions.
No, Trixie came down for the...
Oh,
okay. Which she blew it. She took 3 oranges, by the way.
Okay.
I was salivating it now. It's like, But the first time it was onions, and the second time she went up to bring what?
Oh, she says what she brought, but she didn't.
She physically has it in her hand. She brought up onions the first time. She said, hey, Alice, how's it going? But the second time, she comes home because Ralph's going to go out and take a walk. I thought you were going to take a walk. No, it's too cold. But she's like, I'm going to run this up to Trixie. And she's holding.
Was it the celery?
Yes.
There you go.
Celery. Good for you. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Everybody needs celery on New Year's.
Obviously, when they set the table has
out of the bag too.
Obviously, the table has 2 plates, 2 saucers, 2 forks for breakfast. There are 2 bathrobes in that scene.
Yep.
2 different scenes where the Emperor of Japan is mentioned.
Okay.
2 totally separate scenes.
Wow.
Okay. And then last one, number 30. 30 times. There's a 2 in this episode. 2 different times during the show that Napoleon orange juice maker is explained how it's used.
Okay, there you go.
Wow.
So 30 times the number 2 is involved in the Christmas episode. I rest my case.
And how long did that take you to do?
I was sitting there like a
is 30 like months or 30 years? Is that it? Or was
Joe, you have to find it fascinating.
It's fascinating the mental illness that is there to do all that.
Lou, back me up.
It's insanity.
I don't care how long it took. If it took him 2 hours.
All right.
2 days.
You're pissing me off, Lou.
Anyway, I'm
unbelievable.
Fascinated. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
There you go. That's it.
And
Wow.
even the gift, Ralph and Ed exchanged that gift. It's the same exact
Great timing.
box. But
Yeah.
The same exact box.
It's a
2 identical boxes.
Identical
Yeah.
boxes.
It's 31.
Oh my God.
31.
Put that down.
Put that
With that.
All right.
Wait, but Joe said not to.
I know.
Put that down.
Put that down.
Don't care. Going right to it. Let's go.
There we go.
Holy cow.
Get your herb ready, Mike.
Now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Herb.
Our
Shit, I was
first
late.
guest ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer is our...
Comedian from Schenectady, New York.
Thank you.
Joe Conti.
And Michael Bruce from
Michael
upstate
Bruce
New York.
from upstate New York.
I want to see the expression on your face when you miss it.
Wow. Not even Christmas time. She don't even give us a break. Wow.
Not even a few hello stupid.
Not even. She could have used to say, "What's that? Your lunchbox to me?" But now,
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I was to say salad. All right, Joe, is prepared by
Professor Walter Newman, of course.
That's or as Steve French would say, Sir Walter.
Sir Walter.
Newman.
Oh my God.
Everybody gets them too confused.
Sir-
Sir Walter
yeah,
Raleigh
Sir-
and Sir Walter
Yeah,
Newman.
yeah,
They all
Sir
go.
Walter Lancelot.
Sir Lancelot.
Idiot. All right, let's do this.
Steve
I gotta
Cherry
go.
Sriracha.
Stephen Cherry Sriracha Frenchie.
Okay. All right, here's a trivia. 2's theory.
Okay.
One's real easy. Second one may take a little thought.
Okay.
2 scenes, Ralph says, lump in my throat.
Oh, well, the actors won on stage.
Yep.
To bring a tear to my eye and a lump in my throat. Okay, that's the easy one, obviously. And Joe would have gotten that in 2 seconds, too. So, 2 seconds.
What does he say?
Wait.
Lump in my
lump
throat?
in my throat. Just a variation of lump in my throat.
Is it? Wait,
Wait,
is it the exact words? Lump in my throat.
Lump in my throat. It
Okay.
brings a lump to my throat. Lump in my throat.
Okay.
The first one is we just said was loud
on stage.
On stage.
Right.
Was it on stage?
Oh no,
Loudspeaker.
Loudspeaker. Right.
Loudspeaker.
Oh, why did I say that?
When
Oh my
he's
God!
He's
okay,
practicing
yeah.
his speech. Yeah,
Practicing
loudspeaker.
Yeah, practice.
Jeez,
Yeah.
You threw me off there.
I'm thinking. Sorry,
Did I
man.
screw
Yeah.
Did I screw up the trivia question again?
I don't know how I could possibly screw up a Honeymooners label title because it's their
All right,
their
the
title so well.
second one is pretty difficult. I'm going to say very difficult.
And Ralph says lump in my throat.
Ralph says.
Wow, lump in the throat.
If you gave us the episode, would we guess it right away?
Well, Norton says like it or lump it, but
Yeah,
that's not it
not it.
though,
That's
right?
not it.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Who was Ralph's? Is he
All right,
in the
he's
apartment?
in the apartment
Okay.
with Alice.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Are
He's
they the only 2 in the room?
the only 2 in the room. Let me see if I can give you a good hint without actually giving it away.
Hold on. Let us think for a
okay,
second.
think.
Here. Let us think. So,
Wow. This is really good.
This is really good.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Is it the one where he is? Is it in reference to him making the oatmeal?
No.
In that episode? Okay.
No. I'll give you a hint. Jim McKeever.
Oh, it's when he reads The Ring, and he says to my dear friend from Ed Norton.
Yeah.
G.
To my best pal.
To my best pal
from Ed Norton.
G.
But when does he say it?
When does he say lump in your throat in that episode?
He says it to Alice because he goes, that's the next thing, because he goes, because he says, it was a really nice surprise.
Because he's doing the G thing, and she's getting the wrapping paper, which wasn't in the top hand, left hand drawer. She'll go in the room again.
Yeah.
Comes back out, and great line. I got another surprise for you. That's a phenomenal line. Phenomenal line.
Yeah.
And then he says, that thing gives me a lump right in my throat. Norton
knowing
that thinking about me
all the time.
Lou, that's great.
That's a phenomenal question.
The Tooth Theory.
What a catch that is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Without the
but you got it, Joe.
Actually,
you got
with the hint.
Well, whatever.
You
got
that's
it was
ridiculous. That is a great
Because
question.
it's from one of Palamine, one of my favorites.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
absolutely.
My favorite.
I should have
That's
known
great.
it was from Palamine because it's your favorite episode.
Oh
my God! Wow.
Well, I could have had some from Worrywart.
And by the way, and you knew there had to be a by the way in there somewhere. This the trivia is sponsored by.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, by Rob Lilly's Printing.
Lilly
so
Print.
go to roblillyprinting.com.
For all your printing needs.
Absolutely.
Just print Lily all over Benson.
all print Lily all over Bensonhurst. So I guess that's it, man. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. I don't even want to.
Joe can't even perform today. He's exhausted.
Really
I'm tired.
Yeah, tired. I'm yawning, tired.
I hope you have 2 shows tonight, Joe.
Yeah.
Let's hope I don't. Let's hope I never say the word "two" again. All right. So, who can we thank? First of all, we have to thank the great Michael Bruce for coming in, man.
Yes.
Came all the way down from Schenectady to come down here and grace us for our Christmas show.
Yeah,
it's our Christmas show.
Yeah. Our year-end Christmas show.
Yeah. This, you know what? And we wanted to do that with all the full-grown nuts and wish all of you happy Yuletide.
Yes.
You know?
And who will be the full-grown nuts for 25?
Yeah.
There's a big question right
There's
there.
going to be a bunch of them, a whole lot of them, at least more than 2. All of you.
We can help it.
Can't stand all of you. So, who else can we thank? Of course, the great Michael Bruce is here. And, of course, Silver City Hot Sauce.
Got to thank Ron Albanese for not being
Ron Albanese, thank you for not coming. Thank you so much. So Michael could act. Look what happens when Michael gets a chance to talk.
Can I bring something up about the convention?
Go ahead.
Yes. All right, okay. So, first thing, when you guys...
I have a show tonight, just so you know.
No, when you were at like it just was funny to me. When you guys were at the 6-month mark, and I remember you guys were talking, you're like, Lou, like, can you believe this? It's like 6 months until the thing or whatever. And I thought to myself, okay, Joe, you kind of said that like it's next week. Yeah. There's only 6 months.
Yes, that's how nervous I was about the whole thing.
You're already, that's my point though. You're like already like, oh my God, there's 6 months.
Oh my God, like, oh my God.
He gets all Nortoned up.
I get all Norton when
the Tooth Theory T-shirt will be the #1 selling T-shirt.
Oh, man.
The Honeymooners, the Tooth Theory.
Buying one and burning it.
Like the flags in the street.
Oh my God. So thank you, Silk City Hot Sauce. Of course, everybody who listens, who emails us, and not Louie's email, the Honeymooners podcast at AOL email. All of you who are on Facebook, comment, and all the full-grown-up fraternity members and future fraternity members. Share some of our episodes or some of the YouTube videos with friends on your social media page, or share directly with your pals in the sewer or at the bus depot. And if you want to follow me on my social media platforms, it's Joe Conti with an E comic. And Michael, do you want to promote your social media? Or your
Sure. So that 80s band NY and the Hair Band Riot website, and just Michael Bruce in general.
There you go.
Michael Bruce in general. All right, everybody.
The general.
That's it. The general. The general.
The general.
Okay, General, what's your plan?
So fingers in your nose.
Yeah. Well, almost. This is an extensive episode. I'm sure nobody's going to complain.
No, they won't.
So, Happy Yuletide to everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all of that. And episode 133, finally in the books. For me, Joe Conti, Michael Bruce, and Louis Fatz. We say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Night all.
You know something, sweetheart? Christmas is, well, it's about the best time of the whole year. You walk down the streets even for weeks before Christmas comes. And there's lights hanging up, green ones and red ones. Sometimes there's snow. And everybody's hustling someplace. But they don't hustle around Christmas time like they usually do. You know, they're a little more friendlier. They bump into you, they laugh, and they say, pardon me, and Merry Christmas. Especially when it gets real close to Christmas night. Everybody's walking home. You can hardly hear a sound. Bells are ringing, kids are singing, snow is coming down. And boy, what a pleasure it is to think that you got someplace to go to. And the place that you're going to has somebody in it that you really love. Someone you're nuts about. Merry Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, we usually don't step out of character, but tonight I think it proper that Mr. and Mrs. Cramden and Mr. and Mrs. Norton wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Would you come in there, Nortons? There they are.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer, Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.